How's it going, everybody? So I was just taking a look at this. This is Mac Avenue and Strata East. They shared Clifford Georgian Glass bead games. It says pre-order, pre-save, pre-add. It doesn't mention if it's, digital or vinyl. The comments are asking about it. I don't see an answer. If anybody does know, drop that into the comments, please. And on Mac Avenue's website, it says pre-save now.
Yeah, I have suspicions about that.
So what's going on with this?
Who's the killer? What's the suspicion?
I think it's just digital releases, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
You got, if any of you numbnutses watched the Jazz Bums interview with these people, they said they only have the ones they're releasing done, no other ones.
Yeah.
So they're digital releases. Use your brains, people.
All right.
I just lost a lot of energy being mad where the post office basically said, hey, take these packages. I'm leaving them right here.
You seem out of breath.
Because they're not at my door. I have to run. They left them out there saying, like my last package with all the records, when my mail person goes on vacation, it's like the lowest fruit, the biggest moron postal guy. That's it. Let's get out of my system.
Everybody. So Felipe, I did see this.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked into this release? This is ECM.
Yeah, mine should be arriving tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So it's is today the release day?
Yeah, you can buy that on Amazon. They're delivering overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you streamed any of it?
Yeah, I have a couple CDs with Wadada and Vijay Iyer, like as a duo, as a band, full band.
Okay.
Wadada's one of the greatest trumpet players, in the past couple decades. That's for sure. One of his works, I think from 2010 and 12, there was a list made. I think last year was considered to be the best record of the century so far.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, and and Vijay Iyer to me is one of the great pianist players these days, and he.
I'm only seeing. I don't see the LP here.
No, the LP is not available yet, but the music is. That's what matters. For sure. Yeah, that's those guys, they rock, man. This is beautiful, beautiful work.
Yeah, Vijay Iyer. I have one of his recent releases on ECM, and yeah, he plays great. I mean, he's a great player, without a doubt.
Yeah. He plays a lot of intent. I think that's one of the key things about him. He really delivers a powerful message. I think.
Yeah, and we saw him live, and he had some like philosophical message as well, in terms of like he grabbed the mic and kind of spoke to the crowd a little bit to help kind of contextualize what the set was about. And he's deep, but I mean his playing was incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has with that trio with Lina May on and Tashan Sori, he has 2 records. The last one came last year on both of them ECM. One is called Compassion, the most recent, and the other one I think came out in 2021. It's called Uneasy, which I find to be spectacular. Uneasy is a beautiful, beautiful album. People should really check. And Vijay, if you go his like 90s work, there's his trio works, some quartet, and there's a lot of like Eastern focus music as well. It's just unbelievable. I mean, Vijay Iyer is one of the greatest guys.
Yeah,
one of the greatest for sure.
What's up, Mazzy?
Hello, good evening.
Mazzy, do you have any Vijay Iyer in your collection?
I do not.
You don't know who he is.
I don't.
He's an ECM artist. He has a number. I mean, I think he's more than just an ECM artist, but
he's a newer ECM, right?
I think that dude's probably been around for 20 years, maybe. Am I wrong?
Actually,
no, I mean, he's not a 70s, 80s.
No, early 90s, like 30
I don't know him.
30 years.
I don't know him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm old man.
He's definitely someone that's interesting for sure.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, he's something that should be really, really, really checked because his work is fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, the packages came.
let's open them up.
All right, this came from Felipe. Felipe does an excellent job of mailing stuff. You can tell how many times Felipe gets stuff by the packages he sends you.
I try to the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle.
Should I try to open your packages for you?
That's why I only ship recycled records.
So very nice, Felipe. So he sent me a little gift. He sent me the Strata E CD that I guess they're giving away for Record Store Day with all the
So you don't have to bother about that now.
So pre-order your digital downloads, you idiots.
Yeah.
Thank you, Felipe. But Felipe found this record. I lost out on it somewhere in LA. He found a copy of The Visitors. This is their first album.
Very nice.
But this is a reissue on Muse. It originally came out on Cobblestone.
Oh, right. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This
very
is a pretty
happy.
good shape. Yeah, this record is a good shape.
Yo, this is beautiful looking. Now I have 3 of the 4. Well, they did 5 albums, right? I have 3 of the Muse Cobblestone records. So thank you.
You have Motherland, right?
I don't have Motherland. That's one I need. So, all right. So bigger news. Craig from Analog October, and might I say, awesome packing. This is like
you should see the one I got. There was like a huge batch.
Mine was ripped over the top. The record was pristine.
Well, they knew it was you.
Yeah, the shipper ripped it.
So, okay, let's see what this. If I can get it open, so I can reuse this.
I hate unboxings on camera. You
do?
Make Felipe big.
Listen, Mazzy, it builds drama.
That's not with you.
It shows your dexterity.
You know, when you're 24/7 drama like you are, you can't open boxes.
I got something to tell you. Some moron decided, Instagram's a good way to fuck with the wax. I'll tell you that story later.
Okay, I'm sure we'll hear that.
Okay, so his newest release, this reissue of Neil Ardley's Harmony of the Spheres.
That's gorgeous.
Yes. I mean,
I like
this feels like you bought something.
Yeah, and I like the plastic that creates this rainbow, type of feeling there.
Yeah.
And genius that the record is sent outside of the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
In a
You
separate.
think it doesn't take a lot of
Well, it's easy when you're a smaller operation to decide to do that. It should be bigger. I agree. Other people should do it more. You're right.
Well, if you're doing, but if you're doing limited runs, man.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
And I can attest to the fact he did it by hand, everything.
All of us do it by hand,
which was pretty amazing. And
very nice jacket that has the
Yeah.
booklet inside.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
I like
gave some
how
background
awesome.
to you. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he gave the background.
He said a present.
I had never heard this music before.
So
and I've only played it once so far. But you know what? You always try to compare and what is it like? And to me, it reminds me a little bit of that Jeff Beck, Jan Hammer album.
Yeah, in a sense, I can see that.
Man. Proggy, jazzy.
So you should see number 3. Okay, number 3 is going to be it's his masterpiece actually.
Number 3,
the third release.
Number 3.
But he's
the third release, yes.
But he's already working on 5 or 6. So
yes, he signed a contract. Number 3 is already cut.
I have an OG US of this, so I'm anxious to see how much better this sounds.
That's excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thank you, Craig. I will play it and talk about it Tuesday on the next stream. Thank you.
Okay,
so much. Thank you,
wait,
Felipe.
for people who don't know, does anybody want to explain? Craig is the owner and producer of Analog October Records, based out of the UK.
Mhm.
And Rob showed his first release, which was the white one. I'm sorry, who's the artist?
Courtney Pine.
Pine. And he just got his second release. And Felipe was talking about his third release. That's
Yeah, and
so
in the third release, Mazzy, actually, Craig has a parking pass, and he actually was hanging out inside Abbey Road Studios. He cut it there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why did you direct that at me?
So
Well,
Craig's
I'm just
releasing
saying-
the Beatles.
I'm just saying he didn't take a picture at the door. He actually went in.
That's cool. They just renovated. They just reopened Studio 2 after a major renovation.
With a parking spot. Yeah, he actually
So
went
two
there,
things.
yeah.
I'm starting the rumor. Craig's releasing a Beatles record. That's the next one. And then actually, I want to talk more about this as someone who went to school for graphic design, but didn't really do it professionally. This is amazing because he recreated this.
He reconstructed everything.
Well,
So
we
the
don't
cool
know.
thing,
There are some people here who hate my guts and don't watch my streams.
yeah.
But he
the-
recreated this
yeah.
cover.
Beautiful cover.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And the cool thing, Rob, he had access to his whole, the whole originals of every single paperwork he had access to. So,
But
that's
he
how
recreated the little
the
spheres up there.
yes.
Hypnosis originally did this cover.
Mhm.
Hypnosis.
Very good job. Very,
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah,
You can order it in America through Force Exposure,
yes.
Yeah.
or you can order it through his direct. Maybe someone should put a link in. I don't have the link here at some point.
Well, has it
In the
gone up
UK.
on Forced Exposure?
Well, it's probably a pre. If it's not there yet, it'll be there soon. But
Yeah, it
Force
should be there
Exposure
soon.
Can you put a
out of
link in the chat?
Massachusetts. Force Exposure, Massachusetts. They'll have it soon if they don't have it already.
Yeah,
Massive
First Exposure
two-ships.
is one of the coolest distributors in the country. They're so cool, those guys. They have
Yeah, they're very
everything, and they have a great customer service. Email only, but those guys, they go
Yeah, I
above
like
and beyond to find stuff for you.
Yeah, and they do like once a month, 15% off.
Yeah,
They used to sell all the Rune gramophone stuff when they existed. I'm so bummed that they went out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, there was a record I was looking for. It was sold out. I emailed them, asking about back order. Say, "Hey, we're going to receive. You can place a back order." And then 10 minutes later, oh wait, I found one copy for you. I'm going to ship it over to you. That
Oh,
was
check
pretty
this out. Check this out. So this is Analog October Records. If you go to their website, they have samples that you can hear of each of the tracks for this new release. So
Just like back in the caveman days. I love that.
so you can sample it.
Not back
yeah.
in Sam Records does it.
Yes. Yeah. But that's
Well,
great.
not everyone does that these days, but it's good. I mean,
No,
Bandcamp
they
you can hear. Bandcamp you
like
can hear.
record store day releases, you need to do that, please.
Right.
Mhm.
But each label would have to do it, not the record store label. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's-
Brandon.
Hey,
Hello,
Brandon.
Brendan.
Welcome to the madness.
Hello,
Mhm.
Portland.
Portland is in the house.
It just started pouring here in the last hour. We had no rain today, and
It's been raining all day and it just stopped. So you got it.
it came up here. Okay.
It's been raining since 8:00.
We're having summer right now in LA. It's warming.
Oh, surprise.
LA always summer, that gets boring like 360
No, it is.
days.
It is not. It is not.
Mhm.
Hey, I have a giant stack of records. Does anyone want to see them? Like
No.
stuff that'll make what Mike shows later look horrible.
No,
You're right.
Oh
No
my
way.
gosh.
not really.
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh, sorry.
More junk.
This is horrible shit I found.
All right. Well, who's on that?
So this is, I think, the second Sonny Simmons on ESP disc. And who's on it? I think this one's always with
So
his
Sonny
wife.
Simmons is tenor sax, right?
Yes.
So it's with his wife at the time, Barbara Donald, on trumpet,
Okay, I like her. Yep.
Mike Cohen, piano, Junie Booth, bass, Jim Zarto,
Mm-hmm.
Zitro, and Bert Wilson on one song.
Right.
And I think his stuff kind of hovers between free and just kind of avant-garde-ish.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps a good rhythm, I think, throughout his songs and always drops back to it.
Okay.
But I like Sonny Simmons.
Yeah, I think some of his stuff's pretty it's not all free. Some of it's pretty soulful.
No, his so they're two contemporary records, which
Ruma Suma is pretty straight ahead.
Yeah, but then it'll drop in a little bit, and then the double album, Burning Spirits, where he went by Huey, that goes in and out too, from free to kind of more tame stuff. But this is very hard to find, I think. So I was lucky to be at a store where they were unboxing a collection and pricing it. So I was there.
Very nice. That's
And then, so most of the stuff I have here came from a store that the owner passed away and is kind of closed. But his nephews are trying to just get out some stuff. They were supposed to do it again this weekend, but they're not. So me and Vinyl Piper were digging through boxes. So nothing was priced, but I found this, and I've never seen this before.
I have that. It's really good.
Thurston
It is
Howe
very
III.
good.
Yeah.
No one can make a trombone not sound like a trombone. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I'm not joking.
Just what I want when I'm in the mood of trombone. I want it not to sound like a
well,
trombone.
you're used to the rusty trombone,
Oh,
but I don't think but this is excellent. Excellent.
I like when they use the
All right.
plunger
And you know-
on the end of it.
You know what I'm finding out? This is not in the best shape, but these original BYGs can have scuffs on it. They play excellent. So this plays very well.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the Japanese, ones that came out at the same time, sound equally good.
Just to jump on the trombone deal, I did recently get this Trombone by 3. It's basically a compilation on Prestige, an early compilation, but it has that artist. I forget his name now. Rob, do you know what it is?
We were talking about him last week.
Well,
It's Dick Martin from Mad Magazine.
yeah. So
He
got
was
this
famous
one.
for drawing the same guys with the big kind of noses.
They wanted $35 for this. The jacket's a little beat up here, but overall it's pretty nice. And there's stamps and stuff. And the record they said was VG, and there are some scuffs on it, but it plays totally fine. And it's a good record. And it's an example of the record is so much more engaging listening to like the fidelity on it compared to what's available streaming. It's a really nice record. And although it's trombone by 3, so there's 3 different sessions led by 3 trombone players, I don't even know if they're really leading it because they're all like sextets with like Sonny Rollins and Kenny Dorham. So I think it was just more of a concept of just putting, 3 groupings with trombone and just making that kind of like,
I think let's get people hip to trombone.
But it's a great, right? Well, anyway, each session's very different. It's from 49 and 51, so it is old stuff, which it's not going to be everybody's bag, but I like it. I think it's very good.
And Dick Martin, very influenced by Edward Gorey as an illustrator.
Okay,
So
cool.
did you
the
see
Addams
what
family.
Mike did there? Mike is trying to outdo me with trombone records, but you vote. You see.
You don't even know what I'm going to show later.
You're going to go a Chicago record later with trombone?
Okay.
What's that?
So I found an OG mono of this record, Coleman Hawkins, the Hawkins.
You're
On,
having some
Moodsville,
ripped
which
up
is
shit on your video, Rob.
You're breaking up a little bit.
You're spacing out.
And again, whatever I'm breaking up, it's StreamYard.
No, it's crappy.
We're not breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yeah, it's digital.
Answer the
That's the
phone,
problem.
somebody.
Is that a landline? Somebody have a landline?
What? Why are we here?
It's a Jim Rockford calling for this is a great lineup here.
Bright. Yeah, Ronald Bright. Yeah.
We're on the stream, but I'm just going to talk.
Andrew Cyril's on there too. I'll tell you what. You think of Coleman Hawkins being kind of the master on that, and he's playing with some pretty young players.
Well, have a safe
Well,
trip.
that I think wasn't that the whole purpose of Moodsville was to bring these older guys in.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
No, I think Moodsville was just a style. Yeah.
No, Moodsville, all these kind of different names, Swingville, they were taking older guys at the time and creating a label for them to record.
No, because Moodsville has Yusef Lateef.
I know, I understand that.
So it was supposed to just be
you could look at
It was supposed to be like a mood.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with Brandon. That's what I said too.
No,
Overridden.
I get what you're saying, but from what I understand, they brought these like Ammons and all these other
Exactly.
guys.
I think I think the right word. He was far from his prime, kind of.
Hammonds.
Yeah. There were several guys that they put in these different Moodsville, Swingville. There's a bunch.
And
then
the other
there's Bluesville, which is obviously blues players.
What do you think of the music on that? Have you listened to it?
This is what, before you got into jazz and you would hear jazz saxophone, I think this is what everyone thinks about. It's like late night music, chill.
You're breaking up.
He's
Rob.
very breathy and just kind of romantic. You know, that's what this is. It's very good.
I think you're just showing everything you're going to box it off tomorrow.
No, this isn't. I'm all me. It's for me. I need a collection, don't I? I found a nice West 47th label of the connection. This is awesome.
Dress.
That's the first stereo. That's the first stereo pressing.
Hold on. It doesn't have an ear in it.
I think I'm breaking it.
So
It doesn't have an ear?
No.
Probably the
That's
second
66.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And everyone gets that wrong, but 66 they use the original labels.
This is pretty cool, Rob. And just to wrap up, The Connection was a play, right? This is the soundtrack to that play, and on the West Coast, it was performed by Dexter Gordon, which is a smash hit.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And there's several different ones. There's also one that was done in England.
Yeah.
But there's also a movie, which basically I think they shot the play. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. I can't tell. Ooh. So this is excellent. Storytale. It's Jazzland on the black label. But I think I can't label which version it is of this. But here's the lineup on there.
Hey, Russell.
You got Sonny Red, Clifford Jordan, Tommy Flanagan, or Ronnie Matthews, Art Davis, and Elvin Jones.
That's a pretty good record. I have it too.
Yeah.
Sound is okay. It's not great sound, but
that looks like a first stereo
audio.
I think it is, but again,
does it say Orpheum on it or no? Does it say
no? It'll be a black label if it's the first.
Here's the thing: there's a printing error, I think, on the cover.
That's the first stereo.
Right. That's all right.
Like I looked at labels, and I think that's just a printing error where the stereophonic went into the long playing microgroove. So, all right.
All this get a lot of the macro groove.
Next is so I discovered something with this one. So this is a very desirable record. It is excellent, earthy. This is an OJ.
This cover looks rocky to me.
Yes. This is an OJC, a limited edition series.
Sure.
And what I discovered is it's on, because I'm starting to be more observant, it's on translucent vinyl. So they marketed at least these as audiophile.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Rob? Rob, tomorrow in your auction, with all the money you make, I think you need to bump up to the next speed of on your internet.
Okay, listen, you motherfucking idiot. It's not my internet. Okay? No, he's trying
who do you think you are, Chad Castle?
No, I'm trying to tell you, you moron. You think you're making funny jokes.
I am.
But I'm telling you, StreamYard doesn't work well with my Mac. It's overusing all the available thing, and it's overheating.
Is you're a 1929 Mac? Well, I have a Mac.
My computer. I'll go on another device on my internet. My internet's fine.
Is it an old Mac?
Okay.
I'll put on. I have a laptop. I have a.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. So tell me about Earthy. This is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of things with these hard to find. I don't understand why they didn't reissue these, but these are the case where when they originally came out, the second issue was an OJC. That's the case with this record. But and it's excellent. This is an excellent record. I don't understand.
So how is there a number or something that shows when it's a translucent vinyl?
No, because it's not really listed. They called it audiophile. I'm going by Discogs, but
well, they called a lot of those jazz ones audiophile.
Yeah. So translucent vinyl is like audiophile.
So there. So
yeah.
I don't understand. I was talking with Tim, so I had a nice conversation with the University of Vinyl. he's the one who's kind of started me up really being observant. And we might do some videos where I say go back into your collection and start, if it was pressed in the mid to late 80s and it was pressed at a certain, this has the KDM in the dead wax, but there was a certain pressing plant where a lot of these were done at. So
Rob, I know
just-
that you've said this on your stream, but just for people, why does the translucent vinyl, like, why do you care about that?
it's not like I'm not trying to make it a bigger deal than it is, but it actually, so I'll give you my example.
Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like,
What
when
does
you
it
see-
supposedly mean?
It's an audio file, I guess the point in it, and there's, I think, 4 different formulations at the time. So it's an audio file, I guess, to match Japanese vinyl at that time. But I think a lot of times they indiscriminately pressed records. Like I have New Order records, I have Cure records, I have Madonna record that are translucent.
the police,
Yeah.
The Police record's like the famous example of that,
Yeah.
right? Like the record of the Police.
Well,
The Beatles first wrote about it with the song "I'm Looking Through You." That's where it
Yes,
starts.
Mazzy, stop with
Yeah.
your stupid jokes and participate in the conversation.
And
Okay,
the cool thing is
Going back-
translucent vinyl. People can have like audiophile shower curtains.
right. But getting so here's my only example. I am not saying they're the best sounding, but I compared the Cars Heartbeat City to the MoFi. The one done on translucent vinyl sounded better to me. I don't know what that means, but that's my observation.
yeah,
but
Hopefully, someone can pipe in and know what the.
I think also another thing is if you're a jazz collector, you've had to come across the late 80s Impulse records that were seemingly done on the cheap.
Those are actually good. Yes, no joke.
Yeah,
Those
but
are good.
they're digitally mastered.
The covers
and
are
I
cheap,
think-
but they're great.
Yeah, and they put the liner notes on a little sheet inside of it. That was my first exposure to this type of vinyl. So I mean, look, I found a record I'm going to put in the auction. This record is on translucent vinyl. Hayward Henry. I don't know why it was done. Probably because of the pressing plant. So, and it's not listed on the Discogs that it is translucent vinyl.
Do you have a translucent vinyl surcharge on your auctions if it's translucent?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually, it's enough money to send a hitman to Seattle. That's what.
okay, I just did a search, and just for some background, the Quiet 2 or the Quiet SVP vinyl was used like on records like classic records. There's also Super Vinyl, which Mobile Fidelity uses. These are all translucent, I believe. Clarity Vinyl, which is Analog Productions, but that's different.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Mark H is telling me stuff that realize not an expert on anything I talk about. I'm learning. So comments like this from Mark H, thank you, because I did not know that.
Very good.
So,
All right, what else
okay,
we
going back to cool stuff. This is a mono. So the one that was done as a tone poet is stereo. This mono is very desirable. So I've not cleaned or listened to it yet, but it's in beautiful condition.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Next.
Why is the mono more? I never heard that the mono was more.
Man, this is one of the best tone
desirable than
poets.
the
This
stereo.
is one of the best tone poets made.
I don't know. I will
Okay.
compare it because I do have the tone poet. So I'll
Nice.
let you know what I think sounds better.
The cover
Um,
looks cool.
Talking about trombone, this is a new trombone. So this is an OJC.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
Looks like the
You can
couch.
see who the photographer is on the edge. I forget who it is.
It's
It's on the cover.
It's on the cover? No, or it's on the back saying giving credit, no?
No, it's on the cover somewhere on the edge. You probably can't see it because of your sleeve.
No, okay, here it is. Ed Edwards.
Oh yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
So his name was Edwards?
Yes.
Jesus.
His parents hated him.
No shit,
Thank
exactly.
All right, another BYG. This was found at a record show I went to.
So what's the style on that one?
Well, I listened to it. I have one of his records on America, the French label. And I think he's more kind of avant-garde. It goes into free jazz a little, but it's pretty. I haven't listened to this one yet, but that
Who's he playing with? Who's he playing with on that?
Beb Guerin,
Okay.
Arthur Jones, and Claude Delclue.
Okay.
They're doing all right. Looks serious.
Very nice.
But here's the funny, on the other record I have, it says on the front Jacques Console. On the back it says Jack.
It's translated.
You were talking about this one last time, Mike. So without the cover, I found a Fickle Serenade or Sonnet. What is that?
Fickle Sonnets. It's not in focus. There we go.
So this is a Liberty pressing.
Nice. Cool.
All right. Okay, I have 4 more. So these have been on the wall at another store I saw. They're like $100 each. These are very desirable. There are 3 volumes.
Are those fantasy ones?
No, these were released in '87 from a show that he did in 72. So this is from a French label. That's the only way they were released.
Those are cool.
Is it just solo? Is it solo or trio?
No. That's the lineup. It's the Eddie Gomez and Marty.
Sweet.
I haven't listened to these yet, and then I'm going to try and maybe go to that store that has the one for 100 and get the 3rd volume. But I didn't play anywhere near that for these 2. So
I wouldn't pay anywhere near for those either. Damn, $100.
Okay, here's another OJC.
Cool.
That I didn't have.
Oh, Jam.
Yeah, great lineup.
That one's I don't know. It's all right.
And this is sealed. This is from Pathé pressing in the 83 or 84.
That's a cool one.
Okay.
So I haven't listened to it yet. It's sealed. But this was the pickup of the whole day on last Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
A very mint copy of this.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that record. I have the same version.
The only other one I have is the twofer, George Russell twofer, which has this in New York, New York.
I bet the twofer sounds better.
This sounds excellent. So
yeah, it might sound pretty good. Maybe not. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. Best cover ever.
Do you have the stereo or the mono?
The stereo. Yeah, I have that exact same label. There's like 4 or 5 different versions of it. It's weird.
Any funny remarks, Mazzy?
I already
leave
posted
Mazzy alone, goddammit.
I already posted them. I didn't decide not to say.
Why doesn't he leave me alone?
I said
You
even the now I'll read them out loud.
Yeah.
Even the Brutalists had an intermission. That was my first
True.
one.
That's a good one. Nobody knows what that means though.
Be nice to Mazzy, Chris.
I am being nice to Mazzy.
So, Chris, were you at a record store?
Yes, I was. You want to see what I got? I got a bunch of shit.
Yeah, do it.
So I go to this place every few months. So it's been about 6 months. No, maybe a year since I've been there. Their prices are from good to too expensive, but it's a record town in Fort Worth. They've been around, as you can see, since 1957. They used to be right next door to TCU, the university here. So they were, back in the 50s and 60s, they were the record store that all the, I guess, rich
filled with Christian records.
No, well, maybe. I don't know.
Did LBJ shop there?
Maybe. I doubt it.
They probably had jazz. They probably had jazz.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, Chris, what's a horned frog?
It's a horny toad. You ever seen one?
Not here.
Oh yeah, they're getting very rare here. We used to keep them as pets, kind of when I was a kid out in the country, but you don't see them that much anymore. They're like a lizard, a small lizard. It looks like a frog, basically. All right, so I got a bunch of records from them. Huh?
Hell yeah, let's go.
So every time I go in there, I usually buy 10, 15 records, and they give me like a 15, 20% discount. This is the first one I got. It's Jam Session.
Excellent. What pressing is that?
80s? I don't know, actually. Let me see.
Okay. That's got Parker on it.
Yeah, so it's too clean to no, does it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got Parker on it.
I don't know if it's 80s, but
whoever was available after
Ben
that,
Webster-
Harley picture ended up in this record.
Isn't Ben Webster on that?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, Ben Webster. Then he's the guy, man.
So I don't know. It's got this Verb label, but it doesn't look like it's
Yeah.
old to me. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
So Melinda's here gracing us. Hi,
Yeah.
Melinda.
Hey, Melinda. I actually think that might be a club pressing, Chris,
Maybe.
because the way the Made in
It's
USA
super
is
clean.
on it. I've had
Yeah.
one of those before.
I mean, it's super clean on it for like $7. I thought it would be cool to have.
So that's like an old. I think it's definitely like early 50s, right? And it's like Jazz at the Philharmonic. If you took those players in the same kind of jam session style that they played and put them in a studio, so the quality is much better.
Yeah. It's I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck it. What's next? Oh, this one's interesting. So this is Bobby Hutcherson in the Vanguard. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. I have the CDs. This is amazing.
So they had two of them. They had one for like $20, and it's on Landmark. I was like, $20 for a Landmark? I don't think so. They had this one's kind of beat up for $7. Like the cover's kind of beat up, but the vinyl's like near mint. So I was happy to get that. Who's on this one? So Landmark. See, I don't know if Landmark was related to all the shit Orange.
No, it was the last. It was the last label that Orange Keep News had, I think.
Yeah, so it was. Okay, so you got Bobby Hutcherson vibes, marimba, Kenny Barron piano, Buster Williams bass, and Al Foster on drums.
Yeah.
See if that vinyl's translucent.
Let's see if your head's translucent.
You have to get your phone light out.
You get the old fantasy,
Oh, that's the fantasy. Yeah, those are the sleeves.
Let's
Berkeley,
see.
California, the house that Creedence built.
Nope, not translucent.
I'm just going to see if all my records are translucent.
Yeah. Have you taken any herbal supplements?
You're supposed to look through the hole, Brandon.
It's okay when Chris is
it's not in the middle?
It's okay when Rob makes these shit ass jokes.
If you look very carefully in the center, there will be a spot you can
through the
see through.
center.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can take a picture with the record, right? Ben will just put it next to your window and against the wall. Yeah, you can take a picture.
So translucent.
I think the thing about Landmark is everything they did was digital.
Yeah, they sound fine though. I got this Andrew Hill. I don't know anything about this, but it looked cool. So
It's excellent. That's an excellent record.
You got Lee Collins, Ted Kirsten, Cecil McBee. That's probably why I bought it actually. Art Lewis, Robin Kenyatta, Stafford James, and Barry Altschul.
I have one of those in the auction tomorrow.
Was this on Arista originally, or was it some other weird label?
I think it might have been.
Arista had a label that was some new, some reissue stuff. They had a line of records that they put out. Clive Davis.
What's the difference between Arista and Arista Freedom?
Freedom was an actual record label of its own at one point, and then Arista bought it.
Okay.
But yeah, look this up. See if there was an earlier version.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
If they wanted $13 for it, which I thought was a little high.
Looks like the original was on Freedom.
Okay, cool. How much does that go for?
You say Arista, I say Arista. It's either way.
Because you're a West Coast liberal communist, Mazzy.
yeah. I'm not a communist, apparently.
I have that one. I have that one. That's very good.
It's this Lewis Hayes group. Variety is the Spice on Griffin, which is kind of a cool label. I'll pull the record out in a minute.
The original Spiral is affordable.
Is what?
It's affordable.
Oh, okay. So Griffin's got this kind of cool label, gold label. Which you'll see those before. They Phil Woods has got a couple records, and all the ones I've seen have the same kind of style cover where it's kind of gold and then whatever artwork. But anyway, this has got this is kind of a big band. Let's see here, who's on this thing? Get Lewis Hayes on drums, Frank Strozier alto sax and flute, Harold Mayburn on piano, Cecil McBee bass, Fortino percussion, Tito Sampa on congas, and with special guest Leon Thomas. I'm hoping Leon Thomas doesn't overtake the entire record, but we'll see how that goes.
I think. Oh, never mind. Oh, those are some wide lapels there on that shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
listen, Mazzy, you're wearing a hoodie with a hat like that.
That's like a Sly Stone, Miss John Travolta.
No lapels tonight.
I don't know who is this. Marshall Solal, is that how you say that name? That's Hampton Halls and him.
Yeah.
E for 2. This is one of those Affinity reissues.
I think it's Martial Solal, but I'm not positive.
That's fine.
Yeah, Martial for sure. Yeah, it has to be.
Let
Martial.
me take a crack at pronouncing it.
So that's a
Martian Solar.
Affinity is
Martian Solo.
Yeah.
Affinity is UK.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, made in England. Yes.
I think I have actually
I have like a Blue Note or something that was reissued on Affinity, but I don't know what this is originally. But anyway, so it's got Hampton Halls and Martial Solal. They both play piano, and then you got Pierre Michelot on bass, Kenny Clark on drums. Recorded in Paris, January '68. So I thought that was cool. They're doing standards, Stella by Starlight, Bags Groove, Fly Me to the Moon, stuff like that.
I know. I would like to know if there's a good album introduction to Martian Solo, but I remember Mike Notes and Tones told everyone to get this one where it's him and Lee Konitz in concert.
Yeah.
Do you have that one?
I don't think so. That's the first thing I have with him on it, I believe.
We have a question by Roberta. Was there a brutalist movement in jazz, in particular with brutalist architecture?
Like a lot of like massive structural jazz. I don't think so.
Hold on. That's definitely a $15 question, Roberta.
Actually, it's an intelligent, serious question, and that, like, from the 1930s,
spend $15 asking it.
1930s, 40s Germany. What kind of jazz? You're thinking of like cabaret and that stuff. It wasn't really the same kind of jazz movement in Germany. Obviously, American people. Obviously, everyone left Germany and would escape to Europe and then beyond to America stuff. So I wouldn't say there was, in the literal sense of brutalism architecture.
No, there wasn't. Nonetheless, so
I was trying to sound all intelligent, like.
Yeah.
Well,
you nailed it.
Well done.
World Ray Memorial album. This was $9. It's a twofer.
That's like all Wardle Gray stuff on Prestige. That's really good.
Jordan, Art Farmer, Hampton Halls, Clark Terry, Sonny Chris, Al Haig, bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
So is it like 10-inch stuff all kind of put together, or what? Yeah.
Yeah. And probably 78 stuff too, because you have to remember that both those formats overlap. So if you recorded something, you would at a certain time period, you'd put it out on 78 and on a 10-inch too. It wasn't like one or the other. So that's why, like, the early LP era, they're still recording for the more popular medium of 78. So that's why the song lengths didn't really change until everybody really switched.
Oh yeah.
Except with exception.
No, that makes sense.
Is brutalist jazz done by Adrian Brody?
Brutalist architecture came out of after the World War II Germany stuff. It get into the 50s, but it came out of the 40s.
Yeah.
So I know my architecture shit, some of it.
Yeah, Rob.
No, I'm reading the comments.
Oh.
No, it's Levin who everybody gets mad at, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Mike gets mad at him every day. Gravy Train, Lou Donaldson. I don't know anything about this.
Can you tip that down a little bit?
There's a good session, Chris. I have this.
An album about Maz.
Can you do a Maslowian flip on that one?
No, I'll do like this.
That has who's is that have organ player on it?
Yeah.
So you got Lou Donaldson alto sax, Herman Foster on piano, Ben Tucker bass, Dave Bailey drums, and Alec Dorsey on conga. So no.
Oh, that's right. It's got conga.
This is pretty cool. Which version is that, Chris?
This is a Black B. Here, let me pull it out. It was only $4, which I was like, okay. Sure.
Yeah,
this is a great.
Lots of loser good deals.
Yeah, this is pretty good. And DOG sometimes it can get pricey.
I mean, this is a Van Gelder.
Some Blue Note. I mean,
yeah, it's fine. It's a Van Gelder too, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Or RVG stereo, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
And the cover's all fucked up, but the record looked like it was in good shape. So
No, yeah, it was not inspired by Nazi. I agree with that.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
Next one up. Got this Richie Cole Alto Madness on Muse. The actual blue label. It's not a promo, which I was kind of excited to find a non-promo Muse. So this one has Eddie Jefferson, Eddie Gladden, Harold Mayburn, Rick Laird, Stevie Elmore, Vic Juris, and Roy Mantilla. So obviously this is like an alto battle or something. Yeah. But anyway, actually it's not just one alto player. But I don't know what the madness is about. I guess I'll find out.
Yeah.
I got another Muse here. Does anybody know Bobby Pierce? Wait, who's Bobby Pierce? Why is that name familiar to me?
I think he was an NBA player.
No, don't be an idiot. No, he's an organ player. He's an organ player. I don't know. This is Bobby Pierce, New York. I think I have another Bobby Pierce, though. Don't we all have another Bobby Pierce? Anyway, look it up, Rob. Look it up, Mike. Come on, help me out. Bobby Pierce. So you got Frank Strozier on alto, sax and flute, Billy Mitchell on tenor, soprano, Bobby Austin trumpet, Ted Dunbar guitar, Bob Transhaw on Fender bass, and then Freddie Waits on drums. So
What label is that on?
It's Muse.
Yeah.
It's a Muse. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I usually will buy $10, $15 Muse record if I see it.
Strozier's a really underrated flute player. He's on a lot of stuff where he's really good. James Clay too. Both of those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
What else? Did you find another? You know what? There's another Bobby Pierce. I swear there's a Bobby Pierce that I have. Let me look it up.
His name's familiar. So
Yeah.
what
Like
year is that record?
Oh, I don't know. No idea. Hang on. Bobby Pierce.
Bobby Pierce was born 1966. He is an American professional stock car racing driver.
No, that's not correct.
Oh,
It is
Look
absolutely not
at
correct.
Mike with sports.
Good Lord, he's trying to be funny or something. Hang on, let me share my screen. Y'all know this record. Oh my God, why is StreamYard so stupid?
there we go. You should be good now.
This record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce, Pat Martino, Bob Cranshaw, Bob Jones, Roy Brooks. It's good. I have this record.
Oh, right. Bobby Pierce is a singer, right?
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
yeah. He sings and he also plays like organ.
Yeah, so
I think is it a he or a she?
organist, pianist, vocalist. He known for jazz and soul genres. Born in Ohio, started playing when he was 13. Yeah,
I just remember I listened to that album and I was like, oh, vocals. I just wasn't into vocals at that time.
Yeah, that's fair. But I like the other one, so we'll see. I think I got the other one from Rob.
Harry Lewis is saying that Richie Cole called his group's Alto Madness. So he has several records with that title.
I got it because he's on a another record with Phil Woods where they kind of had like a battle or whatever.
A lot of the way he looked back then was like a white guy trying to look cool.
Yeah.
He had that hat with the feather and he had things going.
That's what everybody was trying to look like back then, man. Everybody was trying to look cool.
Shit, is his picture on the back of that album?
Let's see.
Man, if I pull up a picture of Richie Cole, that's what he looked like. He looked like he worked at Chess King or something.
Wow, that's a flash out of the past. Chess King. Jesus, Rob.
That's what he looked like.
You're older than I am.
Listen.
It looks pretty cool, man. Go to the other picture.
Hold on. Can I show this picture?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You know, you sound like your video is hosted by a remix engineer, Rob.
Keeper of the Flame.
Yeah. Hey, you know what you look like, Mazzy? You look like they just handed out free clothes at the thrift store to people.
Hey, 20 years ago, I got this hoodie on Lower Haight.
Am I wrong? That's what he looks like.
Hey, it's Friday night. I'm in for the night.
Like he aged well. He looked like
Quit moving people around, God damn it.
Wait till you're 70 years old.
Look, actually, this is what Mazzy would look like if he played saxophone.
Yeah. That dude looks like he's massive though, because the alto sax looks like he's holding a toy almost. It's weird.
Looks like
I got this because it looks cool. I don't know. I haven't heard it yet, but what's this? What's up with this one, Mike?
It's Parker. Parker on Verve.
No shit. No shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's Parker on Verve.
Is Charlie Parker? Didn't he play for the Mets?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who else is on.
I hope one day Rob really gets into Charlie Parker, because Charlie Parker is the most important and best jazz musician ever.
I am in.
Don't do that.
No, sometimes I hum to myself as songs.
I know you always do that. It's not funny anymore, Rob. It's great.
It's always funny.
It's still funny. It's the Japanese pressing, so.
I think Mike is my only like.
I bought half this shit because I thought Mike would be excited. He's just acting like a dick, and I don't know, it's just a Charlie Parker record. So funny to be like, "That's great, man! I'm so happy you got that."
Mike getting into Charlie Parker is like those guys like me that like try marijuana, and it takes like a year before it really hits them and gets stoned. That's his right. All of a sudden, one point, I remember.
What analogy is this?
Well, that's how my pot experience was. I smoked.
Yes, I will say. I would say when I first got into jazz, I knew a Parker and I heard Parker, like I could hear him, and I knew that what Blue Note sounded like the quality of the recording and all that. So that got my attention. And then kind of when I kind of rediscovered him and kind of just sat with the music and kind of forgot about all the pressing stuff, I just saw how brilliant he was. I mean, he plays extremely pretty all the time, and it's stunning. It's stunning playing. I mean, nobody can compare to him, in my opinion. Which is not, obviously that's probably the, majority.
If you take the two saxophone players I'd have to put together to be as prolific and stuff as Charlie Parker would be for me, Lester Young and Ben Webster, and you put them together, and I liked both of those players a lot. See, I like that period.
Are you trying to build like a Frankenstein saxophone?
No, he took a lot from these guys. Actually, yeah. And,
yeah. I consider Parker a little different than those guys.
But his biggest mentor was a saxophone player from the big band he used to play with in Missouri.
Yeah.
But I forgot it just escaped to me now. But I'll pull that up for you, Chris.
I do like to have a good Charlie Parker reference, because he plays as I mentioned, unbelievably pretty all the time, is when other people play bebop. Like when I listen to like Jackie McLean play a bebop song, he plays it really well, but it's just not that. It's like it just doesn't, like, Parker is just next.
The soul's not there.
I mean, Jackie's incredible. I mean, I'm not knocking Jackie.
You send your hate mail to Mazzy in Seattle.
The soul's not there.
Like has the soul. Trust me, Jackie.
I'm not saying
he does, but it's not the same kind of soul.
We're not totally different. Jackie McLean.
It's not a competition.
Listen, Brandon, there's 13 levels of soul. Don't you understand?
Okay.
Listen.
I mean, that's the whole thing is Jackie McLean's first, he's an alto player that plays like sort of out of tune.
I like Jackie.
Because
they're not really Jackie
close. McLean. I'm not dissing Jackie McLean.
Well, you just compared him, so it was a bad comparison.
Well, it's because
I compared him.
Yeah.
And Jackie McLean's early stuff, I realize what you're saying, Brandon. I totally agree with it. Forget that analogy. There's tenor players like Wardell Gray, even early Dexter Gordon. They play a bebop style. I'm just saying the people who were on the horn who played that style. When you having Parker as the reference, to me, everybody plays great, but he's just better than everybody playing that style.
Yeah, I mean.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I went through a Parker phase myself, and I like him a lot.
A phase.
I did. What's the matter with that?
It's not a phase. Dude.
Come on, Brandon.
I was into Coltrane and Miles, and I saw the Bird movie, and I got really into Charlie Parker. But it's not what I listen to every day, dude. Sorry, it ain't what I listen to.
No, you don't have to, and that's not the point.
And I get it.
So I mean, come to Jackie McLean, right? So they're not they're not from the same time or from the same place.
No, it's like someone.
Can I just show one track?
Painter to like Picasso. It's like a completely different stroke.
Right, of course. I know Chris is still.
Picasso put out a jazz record.
Can I show one jazz track on a rock record, and then that's all for me for the night?
Well, hold on. I just want to make one point. There are players who play bebop other than Parker. Jackie plays bebop on some of his albums. And I know he has his own style, but he also, in his early stuff, tries to sound like Parker in some ways. I mean, and
Everybody
I'm not
does.
even saying he's trying to sound like Parker. He's just playing bebop.
He was
Right, but
started.
McLean's when McLean creates his style, it's like he's almost good. He's not pretty. He's the opposite of Parker when he creates.
Well, okay, fine. Sonny Stitt, for example, alto player playing bebop. All these players playing bebop. I mean, I get it. It's just that I feel like sometimes I don't want to repeat myself, but I just feel like Parker is the best. People try to get to that level, and they're
Jackie McLean playing
Nobody's
bebop.
ever sounded like
Jackie McLean playing bebop is like Led Zeppelin saying their original blues band. Okay,
I just say one thing. I don't want to be here on Notes and Tones. Let's Mike have it for what he just talked about.
Anyway, I disagree with that analogy, Mazzy. I think sometimes Jackie played bebop.
I disagree too, but there are circumstances. I'm saying, can I go over what I read in books? Actually, not guessing. Okay, so Jackie McLean.
I'm listening. I'm hearing this, Felipe. I could hear Jackie play. I could hear Parker play. I understand what you're saying, but that was dismissed. No. That was unnecessarily dismissive.
I'm not saying it was dismissive. I'm just saying what in his own words.
Okay.
That's it, in his own words. So Jackie McLean, he was from Sugar Hill. He grew up with Sonny Rollins. He learned from Bud Powell, right? He took lessons at his house. And he was an alto guy. He got an alto as a kid, but he wanted to play as a tenor. So that's why he kind of sounds a little off from the alto. There's a totally different approach. And his main idol was Charlie Parker, of course. And in the beginning of his career, he was invited to play in many sessions because he was cutting his teeth. So Charlie Parker invited to play live with him once. He got so scared he couldn't make it to the stage, right? And he practiced. He wanted to be like those guys, but then he finds his own voice. And he's in so many bebop sessions at beginning because he was getting invitations from Miles and some other people, and it was just being honored to play with them. But then when he gets to the 60s, he established, he climbed the ladder, he got acceptance and everything. He was not a young guy anymore because Miles rejected him a lot, especially when they're playing live.
Yeah.
And so he gets this push, and then in the 60s he finds his own voice. Perhaps when he's already accepted and everything. He was not necessarily a bebop guy. I think he was already, from what he says, he was ever meant. But he played a lot of it because that was the sound of the time. That's how it started. And
you got a dono.
But I think it's even like he's a different generation. I think Charlie Parker again. He's there. It's like Pelé. Don't compare him to others. He came up with something totally new. Bebop was a consequence of what he was doing.
He's an original. He's a creator. Yes. That's different.
Yes, exactly.
And the other people are great. I love McLean. I love those.
I
love all those Scottish guys.
And an interesting parallel, for example, Lee Morgan, right? So he got busted out of the stage by Sonny Stitt when he was very young. He disappeared for 2 years. He went practicing. Something similar happened to Charlie Parker. He disappeared for months back in Kansas City. When he tried to go on stage and play, there was this famous Sonny Stitt symbol kind of approval. If you dang the symbol, it should go away. And he did like 3 times. And Charlie Parker kept playing. Yeah. He just got the symbol and tossed it at him out of the stage. And then, he disappeared for months to go back and practice. So just going back, man, I'm not like dismissing anything. I'm just saying they're different entities. I think comparing them doesn't make much sense, in my opinion, and based on what he said.
Okay, what I was trying to say was that other people played bebop.
Yeah.
And Jackie had songs, I have them on record, where he's playing bebop standards. And maybe that's not a great example because he came a little bit later. So Sonny Stitt. My argument was that anybody who did play bebop, to me, when I hear it, I think Parker was a genius at another like the genius. Mm-hmm. I could say Jackie, he had genius in him, but I love Jackie. I have tons of Jackie. I mean, I freaking love Jackie McLean. He's one of my favorites. It
doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
You make total sense, Mike. These people just don't understand.
I just think Parker, like when I hear bebop, and also blues. Like Parker's just style is so pretty. It's just, it hurts. It's so good.
Yeah.
There's just nobody has ever heard anybody.
You know, the only reason they argue with you is because his records weren't recorded in the same like Van Gelder game.
But they're great ones. If you go,
They are, but they're not that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's a great Verve CD box that it comes in a can. That thing sounds spectacular.
I have Parker in a can. It's a CD set.
That's really
It
cool.
folds out like an accordion.
Yes, that thing's amazing. Yeah,
it's great. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. CDs
Anyway,
are your best entertainment value.
I hate every one of you, and I think you're assholes. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Okay.
I got a David Fathead Newman record. That's super cheap. I like his playing, and he's from Texas. And then Kirk Latzy's on here, which I thought was cool. Eddie Gladden drums, David Williams bass, and then Steve Nelson on vibraphone. So we'll see how this one is. It was super cheap. They have about 6 or 7 more of his like.
How did he get his nickname?
Huh?
How did he get his nickname?
I have no idea because he had a fat head. I don't know. Well, it's pretty.
Didn't I send you a record with his autograph on it? I think.
Yeah, or a CD. Yeah, I think it's a CD, wasn't it? I don't know. Either way.
I don't know.
All right, last couple ones I got. There are 3 more. This one, this is cool. So this is Frank. Frank.
That's
Frank
in
Morgan,
the auction. That's in the auction tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's a great record.
Waldron Miller.
Yeah.
Ron Carter and Al Foster. From 1989 on Fantasy Records, I guess. Temporary.
All right, so I figured out why David Fathead Newman is called that.
What?
So the nickname originated during his high school years in Dallas. His band director, affectionately known as Uncle Dud, noticed that Newman often memorized music rather than reading it from the sheet. Frustrated with the approach, Miller called him Fathead.
Oh.
And
what school did you go to?
Today, that teacher would get fired.
Yeah, seriously.
Can you tell us what high school he went to in Dallas?
No, it doesn't say. Lincoln High School, Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Up next, this is cool. So I've never heard of this label. It's called Uptown, but I thought this looked interesting. So Billy Joe Jones featuring Johnny Griffin. Stop, look, and listen.
That's the record I just showed with the Harry. I think sometimes they put out reissues.
Yeah.
And sometimes they put out originals. I think that was like an original.
Oh, this label, Uptown?
Yeah.
So this one, you got Philly JoJo drums, obviously. You got Johnny Griffin on tenor, Don Sickler, trumpet and music director, Virgil Jones on trumpet, Benny Powell, trombone, Frank West, alto, Charles Davis, tenor, Cecil Payne on baritone, Walter Davis, piano, and then Larry Ridley on bass. So kind of a bigger band. Kick-ass band, man.
I hold on. I think the significant thing about that record is Walter Davis came back to the U.S. and recorded.
Oh, okay,
but
that's cool. I'm trying to see if it says this is copyright 1983.
Yeah,
probably. I'm going to read the whole thing right now, but yeah. So
that's cool.
Anyway, I thought that was cool. And the last one for vinyl, anyway, is this another. This Hank Jones Ain't Misbehaving. This is on.
That is a bowler hat, just to clarify.
So this one's Hank Jones, Richard Davis, and Roy Haynes trio. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got today.
Have you heard the jazz tune Planet Caravan?
I've heard Caravan. I don't know about Planet Caravan.
No.
I just want to show one jazz tune on this new record I just got today. Planet Caravan is on this album. It's the jazzy, seriously, the jazzy track with bongos and jazz bass. It's the only low key album on this Black Sabbath record, and it's very jazzy. That's my end of my presentation.
Nice.
Seriously,
I would recommend a great jazz track on a rock album, which would be the national anthem on Radiohead's Key Day.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, that's out there.
There's stuff on Amnesiac too.
Yeah, totally. And they're supposedly getting back together and touring, and we'll see.
Yeah. I know everyone. when bills start piling up, bands get together.
No doubt.
Hey, Chuck T, I bought this. I didn't get a promo. I bought it. Okay. So
Why did you not get a promo? What the fuck happened to your gravy train, bro?
it's not an absolute with every release from labels. So I bought a copy.
Westman took over your spot. Oh, that's funny.
I bought a copy.
That's cool. I got CDs too. You want to see them?
Yes.
I don't care if you do or not. CD minute. So Melvin Rhyne is an organist that I really like. I got a record of his on Crisscross a while ago. So I found this one. So this is called Kojo, Melvin Rhyne with Peter Bernstein and Kenny Washington, and it's on Crisscross. So yeah, I haven't listened to any of this shit yet, obviously. And this next one's the same dude, the same group. So Melvin Rhyne, the legend. It's kind of cool. Melvin Rhyne's awesome though, because he's playing. I don't know. His playing's it's like he's comping a little bit more than a lot of the organ players, you know, like when other people are playing. So he's just got a different style. It's not quite as, it's not like Jimmy Smith or whatever. So anyway, actually, you know what? This is weird though. Okay, so this one I guess has some quintet shit on it too, which is weird. It was a couple of people I've never heard of. Anyway, what else? Cool. This is a what label is this on? This is on Contemporary. So this is Art Farmer, Frank Morgan, Lou Levy, Eric Von Essen, Albert Tootie Heath, and it's called Central Avenue Reunion. So it's a quintet, I guess. Yeah, quintet. So I don't know if this was ever released on vinyl, but I've got all the Art Farmer shit from like the 80s that he did release on Contemporary. They're always awesome. So I don't know. This probably not, because this is like a 62. Oh, shit. It's like a 62-minute CD. So yeah. And then how about this? Don Cherry. Communist, the Connoisseur series CD.
Cool. Yeah.
So I didn't have this yet, so I thought that'd be fun. It was pretty cheap too. It was like $6. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one because Gato's on it. I haven't heard it before.
Yeah.
Nice. And last but not least, this one is interesting. It's Ray Brown. Some of my best friends are piano players is the name of it. And so it's Ray Brown. And then I guess they have a different person. Oh, cool. You can see, let me take it out of this shitty sleeve they put it in. Hang on. So so you got Ahmad Jamal, Benny Green, Jeff Keezer, Dado Moroni, and Oscar Peterson. And then Nash on drums, Lewis Nash on drums. So it's trios. And each of the piano players plays like 2 or 3 songs, maybe one song with him, 1 to 3 or 4 songs with him. So I thought that was kind of cool. And all the Ray Brown stuff on Telearch's awesome. So
yeah, there's my local shop has a copy of that. I was thinking of grabbing it.
Yeah, it looks sweet. I mean, it's cheap. The Telearch stuff's cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's all I got today. Hey, Joe, did y'all talk about the interview at all?
No. But before we do, just one last thing about Jackie.
Okay.
I think last week we were talking about him, or the week before. And Brandon, you mentioned that. I think you mentioned that. Right Now is one of your favorites. It's a quartet.
Right Now is my favorite.
I was listening to that. That is really good. But then afterwards, Felipe mentioned Jackie's Bag.
Sorry, dogs.
Jackie's Bag with Lee Morgan is incredibly good too. So I think those might be my 2 favorites. So
yeah,
there we go.
I like action, and now's the time. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It's time. Yeah. No, not it's time. I'm thinking of something else. Hang on, can't remember.
Man, I like Capuchin Swing. Just have a Bishop there. It's just amazing.
When was Capuchin Swing though, Felipe? What time period is that?
63. It's like a transition record. 63, okay. I think.
My dogs or your dog and my dogs are talking to each other, Mike.
Oh yeah.
You've decided to start talking. Hey, Dex, cut it out. Yeah, Right Now is probably my favorite because it has Larry Willis on piano.
Yeah.
And to me they're on Jackknife too. They're on Jackknife on on the twofer. And I can't remember if he's on both sessions, but there's something about the way they play together that's really good. Or Larry Willis and did I say Ridley? not Ridley's the bass player. Larry Willis is.
Bob Cranshaw might be on bass.
Yeah. Larry Willis is the piano player, and they do that song "Poor Eric," which is probably one of the best songs I've ever heard. So,
very cool.
Yeah, I really like Right Now a lot. It's Time is good too.
I like Let Freedom Ring a whole lot.
That one's fantastic.
Yeah.
One Step Beyond is really good.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I like it.
I mean, even
his Blue Note catalog is really good.
Jackie McLean's Steeplechase stuff is very good.
Yeah, his Steeplechase stuff is great too. I have it. I mean, I got a ton of it.
These two we were talking about with Cecil because Cecil McBee plays on both of these. So that,
that one's super good too.
I think that time period of the late 60s into the early 70s. What would you call that stuff, Brandon? Is it modal or is it?
He was using modal element, and I think, but he's still. I mean, he comes from a hard bop,
right? But he plays. I think the songs are so hard.
Modal. He's a modal. Jackie McLean would be like a lot of that stuff would be considered modal jazz.
Yeah.
But it's in your face. It's like powerful played jazz.
Yes. Both Jackie and Lee Morgan, they were very into social movement from '68 and on. They were very into that. So the music
Jackie
totally
McLean
reflects.
Was also kind of like he was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch, it's very noir. Like if you watched a film noir, the music is just very emotional and dramatic. And tensioned, it's good.
Yeah, if you took like the Hutcherson's modal and Jackie McLean's modal and Andrew Hill's modal from that era, it would make a great like early 70s movie soundtrack. It sounds that way, like a noir film. It's that.
Yeah.
There's a heaviness to it and it's kind of dark, but it's really sadly beautiful in a weird way. It's not happy, you know. It's not.
I don't know. When did he clean himself up? When did Jackie McLean clean himself up completely?
I'm guessing it was like
those in the
70s when he was in Steeplechase.
No, I think maybe before that, Brandon. It was
because I feel like whatever demons everyone has, he really channeled it into his music.
Yes, and that was early 60s, Brandon. This interview that I mentioned with him, it was from '65, and he talked about that.
Well, that super acerbic tone he came up with later.
Yeah.
It's
very distinct. Music comes out of addiction when you're getting out of it.
A lot of those titles that are LT titles, because when he was playing a lot with Lee Morgan.
Consequences.
Consequences, and what's the other one? Vertigo. Is Vertigo Lee Morgan on there? You feel I feel like maybe there was a few other people that played that way or created songs that way, but it's very distinctive to him.
Yeah,
that's
it's kind of all my. I mean, Joe Henderson was doing stuff like that too. There's but like those guys, if the Blue Note. In the Blue Note era, or the Blue Note guys, it's like Hutcherson, McLean, Andrew Hill, and Joe Henderson are in that like late 60s, or from like 66 to like 69. To me, that stuff's that's my favorite, you know, of jazz.
Yeah.
But there's only, in my knowledge, there's only one Jackie McLean record where he even remotely went weird. And that's that record on Steeplechase with Michael Carvin. But other than that, that one's weird. Yeah. But
isn't that one that with the Egyptian cover terrible or something?
It's like Jackie McLean went disco. It's horrible.
That one's always like $2.
Jackie McLean like thing. Jesus Christ! Let's go back talking about Parker.
Yeah, you look like the guy who sold Jackie McLean heroin, Mazzy. That's
okay. So we can talk about Jackie.
Can we come back to the current century? Okay, because people are saying here in the comments about the new Sacha Baron record that's out.
It comes out Friday.
On Friday.
I'm going to see her Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to see her Saturday night with a couple of friends who are coming up for the Sunday record show in Seattle.
Yeah.
She's playing at a tiny place I've never heard of. So I have tickets going Saturday night.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll have records there to purchase. I hope, because it's the day after.
It is a pretty good recording, I think.
But she's not on JMI anymore, so I don't know.
No. This is called Phantom, which means ghost, right?
But all this conversation, kindred spirit, because we're both native San Franciscans.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good record. And actually, she's in another record. Yes.
How the fuck have you heard it?
I got a digital files. I don't get records. I got digital files. I'm a poor guy. And
I need to write her. I want to see. That's the kind of artist I don't want a freebie. I want to pay for the support.
Exactly. No, I mean, I'm gonna.
I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying.
So another record.
We did a online date.
Yeah. No, but this record is beautiful.
We
guys.
did
I recommend. So she's in another record that came out last Friday. I'm gonna put the link here.
JC's, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's a record by a band called Kaiser's Machine. Kaiser's Machine, it's the name of a band. It's led by a bassist called Kaiser Maishivu. I'm not sure what country he's from. And it's called Taking Shape. I'm going to put the link right here. It's an excellent record.
Cool.
So Kaiser is the lead, and there is a couple tracks with Sasha participating and Melissa Aldana as well. It's an excellent record. Highly recommend you guys checking this out. You can buy digital, you can buy a CD. The label is
Support New Artists, Support Independent.
Yeah.
What label is it on? Do you know?
Yeah, I forgot the name of the label.
I don't know. Do they do other jazz stuff? I don't know anything about them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That was the name of the label. Sorry, guys, I can't find the name of the label here. She's going to play at the Jazz Gallery in New York on April 2nd.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Recommend checking this out.
She lives in LA now. She lives in LA now.
Yeah. This record, I think it's going to make some buzz this year. Oh, it's on Greenleaf Music. Which is
JC's. Don't be so
Greenleaf Music, isn't that Dave Douglas?
Finish your fucking documentary and stop
the Dave Logos, exactly, yes.
Yeah, Dave Douglas's label. That's
so
cool.
she is the latest release on.
Now she's no Charlie Parker, okay, and she's no Lionel Hampton. She's no Bobby Hutcherson. She's no Cal Jader, but she's amazing for her experience and her age and her style. Really great.
What a backhanded compliment.
No, I mean,
she's not a white man or a black man. She's
I'm riffing on the whole Charlie Parker thing.
I'm playing with you.
Jackie McLean. McLean sounds like a Scottish bagpiper.
You're no Charlie Parker riffing on Charlie Parker.
Mazzy, you're also no Charlie Parker. I've heard interviews of Charlie Parker, and the way he articulates his answers are top-notch, professional, the prettiest answers ever.
I'm totally not a Charlie Parker.
Trying to sound like Trump a little bit. The greatest answers, ask anyone, they'll tell you Charlie Parker's the best.
Well, I was just
I'm sorry
that went sideways.
I'm more like a Parker Posey. Okay, that's more my spot.
Yeah. Oh yes, love Parker Posey. No, Parker is awesome. I think Phil Woods competes with him too.
No, I seriously, I don't know who Charles Bell is, but I would. When it's an independent artist like that, whenever possible, I will rather support it, not get a freebie. I mean, I appreciate it, but like in the vinyl community, there's some independent artists that make records, and I don't want a free record of those. I want to support those records.
So I don't think I showed this, but this a Phil Woods record.
This looks
you see through the vinyl.
No, this is a reissue on New Jazz of two older New Jazz Phil Woods records, and it has John Erdley on trumpet, who he had a career in the 50s, and then he didn't record that much until I think the 70s in Europe, and there's a bunch of stuff he did out there with, like, Al Haig went out there, they have a record together, but but this is Phil Woods and John Erdley, and this is like my favorite early Phil Woods stuff. Like I have some of the Analog Productions reissues of like some of the Phil Woods, but those are good. There's nothing wrong. I mean, but I think this has a little bit more swagger to it, and it's an early Hackensack session, so they sound really good. And I actually think this may be his first like couple recordings that he ever did. This is really good. I was looking to get the 10 inches, but they're like $200, $300 when they come up. So they're just really expensive. And this was up for like $40 and had both of the 10 inches that they did together. So I just got this, and it's a great pressing. So sometimes. So
what's the first 12-inch version?
It's so it was pressed, I think, in like 54 on 10 inches on New Jazz. And then, or maybe it was Prestige or something. And then New Jazz put it out. This was like early 60s, and there's no deep groove. This is the first pressing that they did, I believe. But there's no deep groove. And sometimes you have to worry about the New Jazz with no deep grooves. They can be hissy. But this sounds totally fine. This was pressed.
That sounds like some London Jazz Collector generalization.
Do you think deep grooves have more bass?
Well, no. The represses of the New Jazz sometimes are pressed on recycled vinyl.
That's fair, yes.
And they're expensive, so it's good to know that.
The New Jazz and the Prestige Trident, Blue Tridents, they can be. There's just no rhyme or reason to when it's recycled vinyl and when it
100%.
So when people say, "Oh, they're all recycled vinyl," it's like, no, they might be.
What's the validity? What's the validity when it has an AB in the dead wax? That those
I don't think
recycled vinyl.
And I don't think those days there was a recyclables collection. You know, how do we know if it was recycled or not?
I even have records with AB in the dead wax that sound noisy. So I think it just means it's Abbey manufacturing, which is a good sign. But even that, and like the Status reissues, those are basically all recycled vinyl, but there are some that aren't. So like, it's just, I mean, the consistency wasn't there necessarily.
It's total hit and miss, and who knows how recycled it is. Like, I don't, sometimes they're noisy and sometimes they're not.
I did print this out. So it looks like one of them, the first 10-inch was on New Jazz. This is side A.
That's a cool label.
And that's Rudy's, that's Hackensack. And then this is Encore's, and that's side B. And that's on Prestige. But Chris, definitely recommend checking this out. It is, it's early, so it has that early style.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not totally different than his other stuff, but it's really good. I do feel like it's a little bit more, maybe rehearsed, honestly, because maybe it was his first recording, so he had stuff that he was working on, because they just play just really good on this.
I mean, I like the New Jazz Birds of a Feather.
Oh, yeah.
Is a really good record.
Heck yeah.
Since we're talking about Phil Woods, I really dig this one from the 70s.
Yes.
This is one of my favorites.
His hippie
and it's
phase.
totally different. This has nothing to do with that early Prestige stuff. This is a really cool.
He discovered mind-altering drugs.
Yeah, and it sounds like it too. It's got Henry Franklin on bass. I mean, and they do Nefertiti, the Shorter Miles song. It's really good.
Who else is on there? Is it just it's a quartet, right?
Yeah, it's Pete Robinson on keyboards, Brian Moffat on drums, so Henry Franklin on bass. Henry Franklin's just fantastic.
I saw him perform last year. In his early 80s. Excellent. He was good.
Did someone have to help him on stage? Because
no. He sat down. He was old, but it was.
I saw him, and someone had to help him. He was.
I mean,
he's like 6'5".
He's a tall man. His bass, it's very imposing when he's playing that bass, but he was excellent.
Oh, here, I'm going to show this too. This is the jackknife.
Yeah.
And then side one has McLean, Lee Morgan, Charles Tolliver, Larry Willis, and Larry Ridley, and Jack DeJohnette. And I think that's the one that's going to be reissued as Jackknife. But side two has Jack and McLean, Larry Willis, Don Moore on bass, and Jack DeJohnette on drums. He's Jackie DeJohnette on this, but it's Jack DeJohnette.
And don't get confused, because the brilliantness of Blue Note at the time is they used the same picture for the other two with hypnosis on it.
Yeah, I think it's slightly lighter.
It's the same exact picture.
Yeah, it's the same picture. The twofers were good music, bad design.
Yeah.
Well, those weren't as bad as the LT covers, though.
No,
nothing's as
put the
bad as
picture of the
LT
artist
covers.
on the cover.
The LT cover makes no sense. Like the
No, it's just dumb.
I
Well,
think
you
it's
used to be
like
able to buy them in gift shops and hotels.
Something.
I think they did like I feel like they went to the City College intermediate color class and just grabbed a bunch of photos and used them for the entire covers. Anyway, I got some stuff to show really quick. Here's the CD minute. It's Mal Waldron and Nicholas Simeon duo. And they do some Monk, Mingus, Brahms. It's all over the place.
When is that from?
I think it's from the 80s, but let me check. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And it's CD with like, this is the smallest writing on the planet. So let me go over here.
You're a photographer. You better have good eyes.
Yeah, just bring your magnifying glass.
2000 and I think it says 2006.
When did he pass
it's pretty
away?
cool. It's from Zurich. I can't remember. Yeah, it's live in Zurich. It's a really high quality recording. I don't. When did Mal Waldron pass away? Because I
thought in the early 2000s. Like
so
two.
This must have been
2002 or something.
I'm wondering if this was recorded before it was
2002, correct.
Yeah, so this must have been recorded before it was released.
I wonder what got
So
him. Probably lung cancer.
is it just two people?
Everything
or is it
Yeah,
a
it's another. He did a
Everything
bunch of
recorded before it was
saxophone
released.
and piano stuff, like at
Yeah,
the
he
end
did.
there. Like
Yeah,
just
he did it with Archie Shep.
it was like his favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
And so
he did
there's
it with
I haven't-
Marion Brown.
Yeah, he did that. Let's call this a Steam with Steve Lacy, which is just piano, and that was in '93. So yeah,
did
he
a
was
lot with
doing
Steve
the
Lacy.
he was doing the piano and saxophone thing. But I
But
have
he did duets a lot with like
Yeah.
female singers and
well, that's true too. He did do some of the stuff. This is pretty cool. So I got my friend Donald's Loners.
Donald.
Cool.
This is really cool. This is I think they're an Austrian group, but Mal Waldron has wrote everything on here. And plays Mal Waldron plays piano. You've got Klaus Weiss on drums, Roman Schwaller on tenor sax, Gunter Moll on guitar, Mal Waldron on piano, and Rocky Krauer on bass. Maybe they're German guys. I'm guessing it's German guys.
Now, does Donald just give you a stack, or do you go in and just pull out what you want to borrow?
No, he brings a stack, and then I try to like give him back a stack, but he's like, he's usually, oh, I got that already. So I'm like, oh, how about this? You
Does
know?
the name Klaus give you the hint that he's German?
Well, I said I thought Klaus Weiss was Austrian at first.
Oh,
but,
right.
But
Got it.
But I think they're German.
Is Michael 45 on the
Donald
record?
curates what he did.
Yeah, Don has a good curating. This is cool too. This is Strata East, Billy Parker, Freedom of Speech.
Cool.
The first song I didn't dig because it's kind of got that like, I don't know. It's got the spiritual singing, but not like.
Now the
no, not like that.
teacher has become the student.
Yeah, like yeah, the free to be you and me kind of singing, you know.
Okay, there's a comment here, and I thought I heard it wrong, but Workshow agreed. He said, "Just guessing, but I think everything is recorded before it's released. You said it was recorded
Mazzy,
before it's released.
get a napkin.
I
Yeah,
meant it
please
was
go to
recorded,
the-
recorded before, like
It was
it was
released.
recorded before he passed away, and it was
Oh, that's
released
not-
posthumously.
Got it.
That's what I meant.
You said it was recorded before it's released. Okay, I just
You know,
wanted to-
words, they suck.
Yeah, logic is confusing sometimes.
I agree.
So yeah, this is kind of cool. It's what you'd expect. DG Bridgewater sings on it, and that's not the singing I don't like. It's whoever else is singing. But it has Cecil McBee,
Choral? Is it
Cecil
a choral?
Bridgewater, Cecil McBee. It's only one of the tracks that I didn't dig. The rest of it's actually quite enjoyable. But it's a really nice Strata East, still in the shrink. Can't really tell because it's in one of these massive sleeves, but it's pretty good. So
Cool.
I got that. Yeah, we did the CD minute. I was going to show my favorite George Russell.
Oh yeah.
This is my favorite George Russell. I think this is from. Let's figure out when it's from.
63,
small-
I think.
It's a small group. Yeah, it's Al Keeger on trumpet, Dave Baker on trombone. It's because we were talking about trombone too. Dave Young on tenor, George Russell on piano, Chuck Israels on bass, and Joe Hunt on drums. 1960 is the recording.
Okay.
It is not funky, even though it says Stratus
No,
Funk.
he was doing
really?
weird shit. He was doing weird shit before a lot of people.
But this isn't. I wouldn't put this in the weird shit category. I would put this in like, unless you think Mingus is weird shit. But you know,
But
it's a large
it was
group.
different. It was
It's a large
avant-garde.
group. It's different. It you know, this is really good, and I think you can still get this reasonably priced,
There's an OJC of that. You could probably
or
find.
get the OJC, and maybe it'll be translucent vinyl. If you can see through the hole in the middle, it's translucent vinyl.
It's translucent.
Oh, and I got a story.
Okay.
So, because we're talking about, you know, how far back everyone is listening and stuff. My friend Guy, who does tintype photography as well, he had a group here that was playing. They're the British Ukulele Orchestra, which is eight ukuleles, and they were playing in Beaverton. But we started talking about vinyl and records. And so, because, you know, if we're old fashioned or whatever, he's like, oh, I have a large 78 collection. And I was like, oh, do you have an old like Victrola? He's like, no, I have 2 gramophones, like, so I can DJ. So he winds one up while he's playing the record. And that's how he does a little DJ show with his 78s.
That's fucking cool.
Does he do 10 types and daguerreotypes or just 10?
Just 10 types. Daguerreotypes are really hard.
Yeah, I know.
There's a guy up in Seattle that does it.
Yeah.
His name's Daniel Carrillo.
Yeah.
And I
Well, my
took a
ex
workshop.
Michelle collects. She's got thousands and some amazing.
I
10
did
daguerreotypes.
a workshop with Daniel in Seattle, and it was awesome. And I brought in a model, and we did it. But you have to have a mercury vapor tank. It's insane. But he has it in his backyard. It's really cool, but it is so much more work than tintypes.
Yes, weird shit is a technical term.
Yeah.
It is weird shit.
Well, did he
It's
say
hard
what?
shit.
Did he
It's
say
really
what?
hard shit.
Did he say what type of music he was into? Like what type of 78?
Yeah, because I was like, you know, because I figured it was jazz. What the stuff that we both had was like Django, Louis Armstrong, Charlie Parker, of course. And I have quite a bit of Charlie Parker, by the way.
Any Jackie McLean?
No Jackie McLean. I don't think he did 78s.
No.
Any Ronnie Cole?
My
Although some
point got
people think he's
lost.
playing on 78 speed, I think.
Yeah, he is.
I had a benign point and it got lost in my analogy that just threw everybody.
I agree with everything you said. I'm a lonely person here that agrees with you.
I sometimes when we start comparing different jazz people, it gets silly. Because
Agreed.
you know,
That's fair.
it's like what is the Bowie quote? Talking about art is like dancing about architecture.
Charlie Parker is better than
What
Dave.
else are we gonna do?
That's fair. That's
Better
fair.
than Dave
Jazzy, you just
Sanborn.
spit a whole piece of food out of your mouth.
Chew your
What the
food
hell
and
is
swallow
going
it.
on?
It's a cracker.
I have music that
You're a cracker.
I totally get how great Charlie Parker is. It's just not something I pick up.
Yeah.
It's not
Mazzy,
where I go.
like my
It's not my
grandma
go-to
does.
music, you know.
Well,
It's
I mean,
not where I go.
I haven't been. I mean, I had a huge Charlie Parker streak, but yeah, I mean, I'm not always listening to one artist.
Well, when I saw the
Seems
Bird
that way.
movie that came out in like the late '80s, I went Charlie Parker crazy because I was so fascinated by the film. Because I only had like Miles Davis and John Coltrane. That was all I knew, really.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pair of 3D glasses, put them on and rewind the stream when Mazzy spits the food out. It's almost like it hits in the face.
Or actually, I take that back. I had seen the Dexter Gordon movie too. The
Roundabout
Round
Midnight.
Yeah, but no one talks about the Bird movie, how the moronic thought to do something to the music. What did they do to the music?
Oh, I don't know, but the thing I hated most about it was it goes to that cymbal scene every like 10 minutes or something.
Mm.
You know how the cymbal throwing thing?
Yeah.
It's like that was a dumb whatever Clint Eastwood
It's a
was
movie
thinking.
scene. It's a scene made for movies.
Yeah, it's just kind of silly. It's like, duh, we got it. We got it.
Well, it's
But
like he's
I
having
thought it was a good movie for the most part. Like I
It's
really
like
thought it was cool.
It's like in those movies, they feel the need to go, damn it, Bird, it's 1937.
I know, yeah, there is that kind of stuff. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing?
We already understand that the movie's taking place at a different time.
Right.
You don't have to punctuate.
Yeah,
for
they
the
do
stupid
say that.
audience.
They do make references so you know what time it is.
I
all
know.
the time. But I think that was when we first got to see Forrest Whitaker, and that was pretty impressive.
Forrest Whitaker is great. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. He did a really good job.
Yeah.
No, come on,
Haven't seen it.
Brandon. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Come on.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people in that are the first time you ever see them.
Yeah.
I think he
Tons of
was a-
people in that movie, like
was
Max
the Morning
Perlick's
Man
in
movie
that.
for-
Phoebe Cates, Brad, whoever, Judge Reinhold, is that his name?
While y'all are talking,
Yeah, the
Mike is looking
chicken
to buy
for the
more Charlie
fast-
Parker records. In
yeah,
this
his fast food
Ask Mike what Charlie Parker's to buy. He'll give you. I used to have all those Miles and Parker specials.
Scrapple from the apple, huh?
This is a 78. You know, I've been listening to some needle drops of the Charlie Parker 78 stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds, I would love to hear it in person because I feel like it might be the best way to hear it if you can get a
Can
clean
you play
78.
78s on your turntable?
I
No, you
can't.
have a Rega.
Can't.
You have a Rega.
But Rich over at Deep Groove Mono, he has needle drops of this stuff. And it sounds really good. It just sounds like it's deeper than like the.
Yeah,
the
I'd love to hear my friend Guy like DJing at like with the gramophone.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean,
So what
My dual downstairs plays 78s, but I'd never.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to get a dual or something that could play 78.
because it's kind of almost like it's like a DJ setup, except instead of Techniques 1200s, you've got. I'm sure they sound great.
It doesn't sound like that, Rob. It
Yes,
does.
It's a joke. It
I
also
know it totally knows it. It's
it
a
all
total
sounds
joke.
really good. I mean,
It's a
the
total
idea,
joke.
you know, those old. I mean, records just sound fantastic no matter when they're made.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the sound that Rob's referencing is more like 1920s before they
Yeah,
had.
Or
it's
the
like
beginning-
Rudy
or the
Valley with the
beginning-
microphone.
Or the
Yeah.
beginning, what's that TV show with those were the days.
All in the family.
No,
All in the
it's
family.
like everyone hears that guy's name, Rudy Valley, but they don't really know his songs. But
Yeah.
that's the dude who used to sing
Megaphone.
with a megaphone.
Winchester Cathedral.
That's a 60s band, isn't it, Mazzy?
Yeah, that's
Rudy Valley had a ton of songs that were hits.
Johnny.
He used to
Hanson
dress
plays-
like- When was it the time that people used to dress up in like beaver skin jackets with college
I mean,
Letterman jackets.
I'm bringing it back to the Beatles and Honey Pie. No, she was, on the White Album they use that.
Just to
In the USA.
So this is Deep Groove Mono's search page. I'm gonna drop this because he has some Charlie Parker Savoy 78s and some dial.
Oh.
And give him a listen. Give him a listen if you're interested.
Are they very clean? Has he found 78?
There's a person named Deep Groove Mono.
Yeah, that's Rich Capeless. He also runs the rvglegacy.org website. If you've ever read that, but he does
weird parents.
So anyway,
Rich or RVG or both?
Oh no, as the name Deep Groove Mono.
Oh,
so anyway, check those out because I think they sound pretty cool. But obviously, it's through YouTube, so there's.
I mean, those Charlie Parker 78s.
Yeah.
Have they been released in other formats? And does
CD? Yeah. They're all on CD.
Yeah.
And they're on vinyl. The Savoy.
And on vinyl. It's been reissued a billion times.
They were originally recorded on acetate, right? Directly to the acetate.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Probably.
So I don't think I've ever seen anyone go into depth about how long those lasted and how they decreased in sound quality when they were reused.
It transferred.
Well, obviously I don't know what the source is for everything, but the Savoy box that Kraft put out, it's a 4 10-inch LP Savoy of the Charlie Parkers. I have that, and then I have the volume 3 of it, the original, to compare it against, and they did that definitely sounds superior. Like it's not even close.
It was all digitized and
digitized.
Yeah.
So
there's a label in England, Rob. I think it's called Frog Music.
No, I have. No, I'll show you. I have it. I have the dial box that was done.
I mean,
but the thing is, sorry.
I would guess if the acetate was, it's all about storage. If it was in a good. It's just like the United States has all these different climates. If it was in the right climate, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would also bet they recorded it to tape at some point, and that was the main source they used for decades after that.
Possibly.
Well, I'm curious. What was the thought when tape came to be? Did anyone have the idea of, hey, we need to take these acetates and transfer them to tape so they could be archived? Was any?
Well, I don't know if they thought about archiving them, but they definitely transferred them to tape to cut them to vinyl, most likely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there were vinyl reissues before there were CDs. So
yeah.
No, I'm talking about in the early 50s, late 40s.
Yeah. Because they used
that. They also had transcription discs that were these big giant acetates that they would cut, and that's where a lot of source material. Like, remember we talked Mike up to who's the Frank Sinatra guy we talked to? Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Granata.
Chuck Granata. He talked about how a lot of the source material was from those big transcription discs, so like 16-inch discs.
Yeah, and that was like 1949 to 1951 that transition happened.
Yeah. He talked about, like, I mean, who was he? Was he Capitol then, or who was Frank recording?
He was Columbia. So
Columbia.
So the Columbia engineers in New York, they started recording to tape, but it was still new, so they didn't really know it too well. So they still ran backup transcription discs. So a lot of the material from those years, 49, 50, there's 2 sources. So anyway, so there's just 2 sources.
Isn't there recordings in the 1800s, right? They're audio recordings from the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, like, and if you think of like when
that's not electronic,
the Graham and
Bell, the difference. Those weren't recorded electronically, which means they didn't have microphones and amplifiers. They use the big horn to play into to record everything, right? You like yell into the fucking thing. That's fun. That's
pretty much.
That's why
mechanically, pretty much.
But if you think about how they ran the 2 sources, when the transition to stereo happened, Rudy ran 2 sources because he was still setting it up and he didn't want to, worst case scenario, mess something up.
Look it up. Yeah.
So, so that was just how, the things progressed.
It's very interesting.
So
I don't know. There's been raging debates about how many plays you can get off of a lacquer. I don't know about an acetate.
Well, here's a good question, regardless of genre of music. At the time Bird was recording, were there other artists that were recorded better than the way Bird was recorded?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe depends on. Well, I mean, it depends on who you're talking about.
I mean, I think probably. I mean, the bigger labels were Decca, Mercury, and Columbia.
Yeah.
Were they recording artists like maybe symphonies or other popular artists?
Symphony. There was a big deal recording soundtracks for silent movies.
Right, but were they better recorded than the way Bird was recorded? There was no uniformity.
Not all recordings by Bird was considered bad. What you would say
well,
bad.
I understand that, but
the Philharmonic live stuff that Norman Granz did was actually
that's later. Rob's talking about like the mid 40s.
At the same period of time, there was tons of artists of different genres and different styles. Even let's just say radio broadcasts. Were they're better considered like were CBS's facilities?
I think it was pretty on par. I mean, there might have been better stuff, but I think it was pretty on par because Dial and Savoy, I mean, they rented studios in New York and LA or wherever, Chicago.
And the Savoy guy was a fucker in terms of the way he treated his artists and stuff too. I forgot the guy's name.
Just like the Prestige guy as well.
But,
they weren't nice either.
No.
Yeah. But that was just like the limitations of recording and of reproduction. So,
they also think about the playback. They were playing it on, who knows what they were fucking playing. They were playing on the gramophones,
Do we like the only other thing I can think of is Duke Ellington, right?
Yeah.
Louis Armstrong.
Well, we consider. I mean, do you consider Louis Armstrong's recordings at the same period of time? Is Bird better quality?
I think it's on par. I think it's on par.
It was the same. You got the Hot Five. You're talking the Hot Five quintet.
Which decade are you talking about?
Yeah, well, the Hot Five is like the 20s.
Right, so and that sounds kind of cool. I mean,
23 Skidoo and all that.
That really long. There's that long CD set of the Hot Fives, like 4 or 5, is amazing. Of course, that's been digital.
And a lot of people who recorded that time, like for example, Bessie Smith. She was one of the best sellers of the 20s.
Yep.
And most of her stuff was recorded like that.
So
people
just
cut singles.
People that limit themselves just because they think that it's the music, stupid. Literally, it's that great stuff. Doesn't matter. You can't compare it to 50s or 60s recordings.
I didn't say that, Mazzy. My whole premise of my question.
You said way too much tonight, Rob. Just shut up.
Other artists at the same period of time. That's it.
I'm getting back at you for the early abuse tonight. Just shut the fuck up, okay?
Can you take the hood of your hoodie over your face?
No, but I agree with Mazzy's broader point that you contextualize the recording, and when you think about the innovation that's happening, and the music is just good. I mean, you don't even have
to look at movies. Look at movies from the period.
But it is different. It is a different. It is a different experience because it's so different in how it sounds, how it's recorded. So, but I have like a historic set, and it has stuff from the teens and the 20s, and that stuff sounds terrible. But like you can still hear the music, and you have to kind of just get past it. You're probably not going to vibe out to it all the time. Like Bren, you were saying, like I'm not like listening to Charlie Parker all the time. I've gotten into him and I know what it's about. And I just feel like that Parker maybe is an exception for me, but the older stuff I still can appreciate.
I don't really, I kind of feel like if it's a bad recording when it shouldn't be a bad recording, then I'll complain. But I have no problem with the differences, and it's not even quality. It's like there's just differences in recordings over the years. And what's depressing is when it's like a really shitty recording in the 1990s when they could have done it nicely.
When you compare a 70 millimeter film or an IMAX film shoot compared to Casablanca or something earlier, there's a difference, and they're both great in their own ways. I mean, it's unfair to
well, some people. You had cinematographers that set up shots.
I understand. I'm just.
No, there's if you want to get like,
if the content is good, if it's well directed, well acted, like great music.
No, but I mean, you
doesn't
can
matter how it's
evaluate.
shot.
You can evaluate how a shot was set up in the 30s and compare it to how a shot was set up in the 50s, the 40s. You can, because cinematography was the art of setting up structurally things put in front of the camera lens. And the tech in that regard, maybe if they were locked in before things went true widescreen, but I mean, I don't know if that's a comparable argument to make.
Now you can, like, okay, Brandon would be a good example to explain this problem. Now you can fix every fucking thing in Photoshop and post-production. Not almost.
Somewhat.
Yeah, right. But it's more forgiving. Like, I remember, you know, we can do most of it in the camera, then you kind of clean it up. Maybe you hire retouchers, you clean it up. But you did most of the shit in the camera then. And now you don't have to perfectly light it. You can kind of bring the shading up or down in post and stuff, which you couldn't do. That's still.
Although you could, I mean, yeah, but there's.
Like, look at the composite stuff Orson Welles did.
I mean, when you were shooting negative, you could fix it somewhat in post, just not a lot.
Well,
I mean, if you really fucked it up, you were fucked.
But like, you take the cliche Citizen Kane, all those shots, man, in camera that they did without the, you know, the way the lens and the in focus and out of focus stuff that he did in that movie. That's why it's such a brilliant film, aside from the great story and acting of it and direction.
I mean, even when it comes to film, I don't get in, like, you know, a 70 millimeter film is going to look great because of resolution. But, you know, Derek Jarman shot all of his films on 16 millimeter chrome and they look fantastic. And that's theoretically low resolution. So it's just like different qualities. It's like a watercolor versus, you know, a Vermeer or something. It's just,
but you still need the good
different. They're just,
you need the good script, you need the good direction, and you need the good acting.
Yeah, and sometimes like the bad grainy film is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, and it's just like sometimes it's like you know, mono blue notes are really good because they're a certain way.
But you can go look at go watch a Buster Keaton movie. That brings my point. He was
it's the acting and directing. It doesn't matter how it was shot.
There were people that were
I disagree. That's too generalized, Mazzy. Yes, the way it's shot does matter, though.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. The directing, how it was shot, and the acting. You could have something like looks so beautiful, but it's shitty acting, shitty directing, shitty script.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Who gives a shit how good it looks?
Back in silent movies, you didn't need. They went like this.
No, I understand.
And like 2 words would come on the screen
because it was good acting and good directing.
Was this Felipe? Was this Felipe, Chris, or me? Any guesses?
I don't think
hold on. Felipe tends to be meaner when it's just comments when he's not.
I'm showing records.
They all the mediums have their place and they're all good when done right.
Yes. All right, I'm going to show records. The first two I'm just going to show to equalize on Rob real quick.
No, it's no chance
There's
in
no
hell.
competition. Jesus Christ!
It is.
Only if you're a dumbass.
Okay. You're usually the first one to slam.
All right, so this is Jazz in the Space Age, George Russell with Bill Evans. This is original stereo in near mint condition.
Nice.
So we already saw this.
Yeah, but how much did you pay for that one?
It was 60, which is still really good.
What are you going to tell us how little you paid, Rob? Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, it's a competition.
Nobody cares.
Only when it's a competition between me and Mike. Hold on. I didn't set this up as a competition. Mike did.
That's true. He did. Okay, so you have the same record.
So I got that.
That Rob has. Okay. That's
Oh
nice.
Did
you just get that?
Yeah.
I hate this show tonight.
Why are we showing the same shit? What's happening?
I happen to get this too. This is the mono.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been working. Hey, listen, Chris. He's been working days on this.
It's
okay.
At least my records are clean and sleeved.
Sleeved.
Okay, I'm out of here. I can't take this abuse anymore. I love you guys.
All right,
Take
see you,
care.
Hansi.
Go up your wardrobe game for the next stream.
Okay.
He's got a nice hoodie on, Rob. You wear the same shit every day for the last 10 years. What are you talking about wardrobe game?
This
Okay,
shitty
so
outfit I'm wearing, Jazz Bum
you
t-shirt.
have up to your game. So fuck Mazzy, I agree.
So I went into New York City on Tuesday, and I was able to swing by the Jazz Record Center, and I flipped through everything really quickly, and I was able to find this for $30. This is
nice.
Jimmy Lyons, Other Afternoons. This has been in my want list. I've been seriously looking to buy this, so I was really happy to find it. It says it's a repress. It's from the same year. It's just the only difference is like the indentation on the pressing ring is different. But I think, and then also up here it says mono stereo, and the other one doesn't have that. Anyway, so I was really happy to get this. This is good free jazz. Jimmy Lyons is a sax player from Cecil Taylor's group. So, he comes from that school, and this is his first lead record with Andrew Cyril, Alan Silva, Lester Bowie, and Jimmy Lyons. And it's really good free jazz. It's a little wild, but it's totally good. I mean, it's not too crazy, but it's one of my favorite actuals or BYGs. So this one is one, and this is not an expensive one compared to some of the others. So anyway,
that's
this
cool.
one's to look out for. Okay.
Did you take the sticker off the center of the cover?
Yeah, I did. It came.
It's the stupidest fucking thing, dude. It pisses me off so much.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I got two more Blue Notes. This is a OG mono Sonny Rollins. The jacket is like VG. It has some.
So you got that instead of the Tone Poet?
I got the Tone Poet too.
Oh, okay, cool.
But and there's like some laminate coming off here.
That's pretty cool. You got an original? That's neat.
It's an original 57. And I'm not joking. This thing looks like it was never played.
Very nice.
I mean, when I put it on the spindle, it like sat on the spindle for a second. I had to push it down because I feel like no one's ever even put it on. I mean, it is so clean.
Is it translucent vinyl?
It's translucent vinyl, Quiet X2, whatever that is. But
I will not be made a full of here on the stream.
So anyway, so I got this, and I did give it a listen. This came in today. I just did a needle drop just to hear it.
Yeah.
So I still need to compare it, but I can tell you straight away that the Tone Poet is notably different than how this thing sounded.
Sure.
But I'm still gonna check it out. And it's just
mono versus stereo too. Or no, are they both mono?
Both mono.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But first pressing, there's no ink and there's no R on labels on both sides and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
No address.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a forever copy. And then also I have this forever copy. This is not a first, but I upgraded
the first copy I get a record is my forever copy. But
I upgraded my Liberty, so this is much nicer condition. Yeah. I think it's a 59. I think it's 59, but there's like 15 entries in the first 2 years.
That record got pressed like crazy.
So anyway, but this is definitely my end game copy. It's it's early, it's heavy, like it feels like a 200 grammer, and it's just beautiful. So and it's
I have an early
record
for that one.
It's one of the records that got me into jazz, basically. So
yes.
Hugely influential in my own. So I love to have an original. And then I have the Classic Series stereo. So that's an original 4003.
Cool.
And then this next record, I think we could all talk about. This is the Denny Zeitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Texas. So this is the stereo copy from '64, I think it is. And it has Cecil McBee on bass. And who's the drummer on this?
Is it Ben Riley? No, Freddie Waits. Freddie Waits, right?
Freddie Waits on drums.
So when we talked to Cecil, he told us about this record. That's why we bought it. But I'm guessing, I wonder if he got the gig because of Freddie Waits. Because you remember how he talked about meeting Freddie Waits and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I have the Carnival trio.
Okay.
I don't know who's on that though.
This is good. It's really good. and it's still like you can get a VG Plus copy for $15. There's a few of them on Discogs.
All of his stuff is really cheap.
I was more than that.
But I would grab this. I mean, I would sample it, see if you like it, but I suspect a lot of people will like this.
Yeah.
Mine was in the shrink, but I tore the shrink off because I don't give a fuck about that stupid shit. But
Ballin'.
yeah. Very nice. Good record. He's really good player. You know, he's still Cecil said he went to go be a doctor, which he did. He was a professor of psychology at where was it? Stanford or some shit. And so, but he still played jazz. Like he's still,
He
I think he's
recorded
still around too.
He recorded on ECM with Charlie Hayden. I have a record with both of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done
He's
some
on
shit.
another small label too.
There's a lot. I don't know how many he did on Columbia or Epic, but there's several. There's a live album that's pretty good.
That's Carnival.
That is okay.
It's almost all trios though. Almost everything he did was a piano trio.
That makes sense. He wasn't really leaving a lot of room for like a horn to come in. That's for damn sure on that record. What should be on a t-shirt?
May all your grooves be deep. Anyway, those were like ridiculous. I mean, I got those for very good prices. That Sonny Rollins, actually, I bought it and it was listed as the repress. So I thought it was the 58 repress or something, and it came in and it wasn't. It was the original. So I'm like
nice.
through the moon on that.
Good prices are around the corner. Good prices are happening.
That's why we have a group chat, and Rob, you're going to yell at me, I'm sure, but I was saying, like, it seems like there's a lot more stuff online for good prices.
It's yeah, and it's everything. It's not just records. It's guitars. It's anything that's collectible.
Well, here's the deal.
The world's fucking ending.
Let me hash out what you said, Mike. I think a lot of sellers right now are stuck with things that have been listed for a long time. And now they just want to sell it. So whether you ask to make a deal, whether they list it, a lot of people reach out to me when I don't even put it up for an offer and ask for a cheaper price. Someone did it last week, and I go, "It's been up there a long time. It's yours for that price."
Yeah.
So I think that's what's kind of happening right now.
But that's normal, and that's happened many times before.
Yeah. But
But it's happening again.
A lot of experienced sellers that I talk to are saying that prices are coming down.
But it's also like inventory.
Because a lot of inexperienced sellers,
that's how price goes down.
Bunch of shit up way too high, and it didn't sell.
Yeah, I think
it's fake prices that are disappearing. I guess. Maybe
Chris, tell the story. You went to an antique place. Someone had the balls.
Holy shit, bro! Oh my god. Okay, so I have 2 more records to show. I went to this antique place this antique mall looking for records, right? And I was like, oh, there's some records over there. They all like Roach, like no sleeves, obviously, just shitty looking records. So I go thumbing through them. Dude, this guy had like the biggest pile of shit that you see everywhere, like, random 50s musical fucking soundtracks. And he had them priced for like $37. And then what was the one? Oh, Christopher Cross, the Christopher Cross album, right? Everybody knows that record.
Which was a big selling record. There were a billion copies.
Selling record. 1 billion copies made. I bought that record for $2, near mint, original, just beautiful, great record. He had $52 on that fucking thing. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. You're an idiot. Like, first of all, so I figured out that the antique malls, this is probably obvious to everyone else, is they make their money on people buying booths, obviously, right? They don't make money off the sales. So they don't really give a fuck if people actually sell anything. And I think most of the people that have those booths don't sell a goddamn thing. It's just a money pit trying to have a business to sell crap.
And they put jazz insanely high, like just jump.
Jazz is everything. Dude. It was so dumb.
When I go back,
I did find these 2 records. Yeah, I did find these 2 records. There's another guy that has a booth there. It's actually a record seller guy. He's probably like like one of us that has a booth. I found this one, which I thought was cool. So Lee Connett's Non-Net.
Nice.
On what is this on? Oh, it's on that Chiaroscuro, yeah, that record label. So I'm excited about that one. This one's got Burt Collins on trumpet, John Eggert flugelhorn, Jimmy Nepper on trombone, Sam Burt's on bass, trombone, and tuba. Lee Konitz, obviously. Ronnie Cooper on baritone sax. That's cool. A guy named Ben Aronov on piano I've never heard of. Nabi Tota on bass and Kenny Washington on drums. This was recorded in 1977. Do you have this one, Rob? Do you know about this record?
Yeah, I have it. He did.
That's cool, Chris.
At least what I know of, there's at least 4 of those non-Tet records he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Like they're under $10 usually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I paid $10 for it, and then this one was $6. So it's another. What's this one called? This is what does it say? Jazz. Oh, Jazz the Philharmonic, 1983.
Nice.
Lockjaw, Harry Edison, and Al Gray.
Al Haig.
Oh wait, Al Gray. No, I read it right.
Okay. Sorry.
You're thinking of the guy, Alexander Haig.
There's more people. It's so you got Eddie Lockjaw on tenor, obviously. Harry Edison on trumpet. Al Gray trombone. Art Hillary on piano and organ. John Hurd on bass, and then Roy McCurdy on drums. So I'll always pick up a Pablo for $6. Oh, check this out. This was owned by
The Berkeley guy.
Who?
Bob Dix, the sign man.
No.
From Abilene, Texas.
Good old Bob Dix.
It says Abilene, Texas, but it says the Vernon Company in Newton, Iowa. What the fuck does that mean?
Hey, wait. He has a nickname, the Sign Man.
I think this might have been one of those things where back in the day, like companies would send you that kind of shit to try to get you to buy their products. Like, hey, here's some stickers of your name. So, you know.
And Bob Dix, the Sign Man.
Bob Dix, the sign man. Yeah.
So when you're listening to your Pablo, you're like, I think I need a sign.
Yes.
Yeah. They need to call it Bob Dix in Abilene and talk about it. What's up, Jim? So, Mike, what'd you think about being able to interview Cecil McBee?
I mean, I was pretty nervous about it, honestly. I wanted to be prepared, and there's only so much I could do. I have a number of records that he's on, but obviously I wanted to get familiar with his kind of entire discography just to, just so I tried to do like a quick study on his life. And then we connected with him, and he he took it away. Like we just had to kind of guide him, and he just told us stories over his career. And it was really easy. He's a really generous guy. And just a thrill to have been able to connect with him. And we're bringing him back for part 2 because we spoke for 90 minutes and we only got up to 66 when he was in Europe with the Charles Lloyd quartet, which that quartet is just incredible. Yes. Keith Jarrett, Dejanet, Cecil McBee, and Charles Lloyd.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And yeah.
How did you connect with him?
We have a mutual connection. I mean, I don't think he's going to mind. Joe Marino, he connected us.
Yeah, Joe Marino knew a friend of his wife or something. I don't remember.
So
it was very certain, just lucky.
So
yeah, he was very, very nice. And it was funny. I kept trying to, every time I tried to like push him along to a new subject, he's like, no, he's like, you're trying to go over a giant wall here, and he would like stop us and slow it down and start telling us about other stuff, that happened. Like, he really went through a lot. It's really, I mean, it's it's like an hour and a half long, so it was really good.
And he sometimes he goes to 2 clubs and just plays.
Yeah,
I got a.
Does he live in New York?
He lives in Brooklyn, yes. So we connected. Joe made a connection. I talked to his friend, and then I talked to his wife, and then I ended up getting to him. They're pretty cool, and I mean you can see in the video how articulate and clear-minded he is, and even like physically, right? We saw him like walking around and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right?
He just went on tour to Europe. Like he's going to be in Europe for a couple of weeks. So
yeah.
Who's he playing with?
Yeah,
that band, the Cougars. I don't know who else is in it.
I don't know.
Well, that's a band that
Billy
Harper left, right?
Doesn't he play with the Billy Harper group?
Yeah.
One of the things I thought was fascinating, and this is, I mean, I don't know if this is just for my, I'm obviously not a musician, so I listen to music with like a certain level of, I don't know, but
Understanding.
And what he was saying is when he moved to New York, he was in his friend's loft, and he was telling us, he's like, people played one-fingered bass for a while, then they played two-finger basses. So I was trying to play three-fingered bass, and he said he was just playing that. And so I kind of went back and I started listening to like Max Girl. I put that solo bass record on, and I was trying to listen to, is he doing two fingers or what is he doing? And it just like added another dimension of my listening to the bass now that I have that little piece of information. Because I guess playing three-finger bass in jazz was relatively novel at the time. I don't know, I don't know the history. That's why I'm saying.
So you can play those really quick triplets, right? It's brum, 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 And he does that. He did that on that. I was listening to let me find it. The Chico where is it? Chico Freeman record. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. Let me find it. This record. And he was doing that a lot on this record. And this record starts with a bass solo. It's just fucking killer.
That is
Yeah, and the very first song, it's him just kind of, playing this really interesting bass solo, and then he's doing that kind of brum, brum, brum thing, with three fingers, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I would say, given how the first one, maybe it's going to be a 3-part, not 2, because God only knows who's going to have for the next one.
Maybe, and if it is, that'd be cool.
Ask him about this record.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I want that record.
This is a Chico Freeman too. This is my favorite Cecil McBee. I like it more than Matima.
That one's gotten pricey.
Huh? Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Pricey.
But it might be going down. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Everything's going down.
But,
I think what's going to go down is like crazy expensive Blue Notes and stuff like that are going to come down.
Well, I feel like I'm doing okay price wise. Like it's in my comfort zone still. Like I'm not paying like.
It'd be nice because I think prices just got way too crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't care if everything dropped down. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I'm never selling that.
If I pay more than like $25 for a used record, I'm kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's where I'm at mostly. Yeah. I mean, unless it's something that I really want that's really special. I don't really care if it's. I don't care that it's the first pressing and it's old. That isn't. I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't want to pay extra for that.
Well, I'm not even buying stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
it's funny.
There's so much good shit out there that you can get for $20.
Yeah.
I'm also selling a lot now, so like these records are subsidized because since December I've probably sold now like 150 records.
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yeah, and
I sold about the same.
So
how many Frank Sinatra records have you sold?
I haven't sold that. I'm probably not going to sell.
How many Charlie Parker records have you sold?
None, but there is one thing I might sell by Charlie Parker.
What is it?
I got that giant box set. You remember?
Which one?
It's like it's all the Charlie Parker Dial and Savoy sessions. It's like 12 LPs.
Is it CD or LPs?
It's LPs. There was a CD version of it too. I just don't think it sounds very good. Like I know we were talking about the sound quality, but like I have other pressings of the same material, and I'm okay getting rid of that because I have others.
Doesn't sound good.
Like I have you guys, Chris and Felipe got me for my birthday a Savoy of the 12-inch, like at the memorials when they put those out.
Yeah,
those sound fantastic.
Yeah.
So those are really good.
Interesting. I would like to get the Savoy stuff because I listen. It's funny is I've had this in my fucking CD player for like 6 months now. So every time I don't want to flip over records, I just turn my CD player on and then I'm listening to this thing, the Verve stuff, which I just bought one of the records that's already on here, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. It's cool to have some of it on vinyl. But I love this thing, man. It's great.
One of the things I was thinking about this many times recently, I haven't really brought it up as a topic, but one of the things that is nice about getting older pressings is they can retain value. And I know I'm probably not even going to sell these things, but there is like a psychological thing. It's like, if I get a record for $30 and I know if I had to get rid of it for whatever reason, I'm going to get $10. That has like a weird thing. And also just its availability.
It's called being smart. Because then if you want to buy some more records, but you don't want to shell out $100, you can go sell records. It's really easy to sell records if they're, worth $50 to $100.
Yeah, so that does factor in, and that is definitely a record collector thing. Like, it's obviously different than just collecting music, and I think, I don't shy away.
I can usually sell the $10 records I bought for $10 too. So I mean,
sometimes you can do good on that.
Yeah.
But it's like if you need quick cash,
sure,
a $50 record will generally move pretty. Stores want like
Come to the last
records
auction tomorrow.
that are like in the $50 to $100. Those
that's true. You could definitely sell them to a store for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm talking about selling to the store
or online. Like, I'm upgrading that Art Blakey mode, and I said I have a Liberty copy of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could probably get if I put that up for like $60, that would probably sell right away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Sell it for as much as you can get for.
But I might be able to put it up for 100 and it would sell. I don't even know. But I just I do feel like I'll be able to flip that, and that'll cover a good portion of the new.
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
I mean, it's great because if you want to, you're like, oh, and then you can. I mean, I'll go sell stuff and maybe buy a record and keep some of the money.
Yeah, sure.
But buy something that I want, and I mean, it's pretty normal to somewhat want to downsize at some point, or you
ever traded a record for a weed?
No, but I'm sure you could pretty easily.
Yeah. For CDs, hey man, I'll trade you the CD for a quarter. I'm like, okay.
But I do enjoy listing records. I use some of the mailers that I get, but I also purchase mailers, so it's good. Like, I have a good quality. I mean, I don't get like the fancy mailers; they're just the regular white ones.
Those are so bad.
I have 100% feedback. I have no issues so far. So really,
I
got a record in that we can talk about later. That
I have 100% feedback too, but I got tired of people on eBay just trying to go like, "Hey, will you knock off $20 on this?" I'm like, "No, it says in my description, return it, pay the shipping, and I'll give you a full refund." And that's just people suck.
Yeah.
People are cheap.
I haven't had any problems on this.
People are cheap.
People are cheap.
Well, they just want to get a deal and feel like they got something over you,
Yeah, that's true.
Keep that.
I will only do that if I truly feel upset with the purchase. I'll reach out.
100%.
But
I'll do that. If I buy a VG Plus record and it comes in and it's like VG and it's like noisy as fuck, I want my money back. Or if I really want to keep the record, I want $10 knocked off. Whatever's fair,
But I'll
if
say,
you misrate it. If you don't, then there's no problem.
I would say maybe 1 out of every 40 purchases, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not a common thing. Like, I'm asking.
No.
But I'm sure,
I don't get problem people very often. It's like 1 out of 10. But it's always like, I've been buying records since 1963, and this is da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay.
How many records are you selling the Texas Dave?
Turn it.
Yeah. If a guy says like that, I would just say, man, stop buying records. I got a new denture.
No, it's just always like, it became too much of a headache for me selling online. So I just sell to people I know or just sell the record store.
So far, I haven't been burned, so I'm still okay with it. But it is a nice way to get rid of stuff. And I do auctions, so I'll start things at like $5.
Yeah, I like Rob's auction for better than anything else. It's so easy.
Yeah,
and you can get rid of like 100 records one afternoon. It's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, I mean, you have to do the whole shit. What always amazes me is that, like, buying $5 records and then paying
$6 shipping
to pay like 100% for shipping or whatever.
Well, most people in those auctions that Rob does will buy 5 to 10 records, and you only charge them $6 for the shipping.
Right, and except when they live in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, it's wild.
Once it's the 51st state, though, we won't have that problem anymore.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess the other thing about selling online is I'm looking for things to sell, so I go through my collection and I have like this calculus that like I'm doing in my head with all my records, and you really start ranking things against each other. So it's like, that's fun too. Like I had a few timeless records I haven't heard in a while. So I was like, should I sell these? I think I should sell them. And I pulled them out and I just listened to them to see what they were. And I ended up selling 2 of the 3, but I kept one of them, which is a Clifford Jordan one, which one did
you keep, fucker? You gave me the shitty record you didn't want anymore. I'll see how it is.
I don't even know what it is.
What did I buy? I forgot.
This is good. So it's called Slingshot. It's Philly Joe Joe's last session. Clifford Jordan. And this guy, Seth Slinger, do you guys know him?
C's Slinger? No.
He's a piano player. And he has some European records on like Columbia out there. And they're like multiple $100 records. And he had a group, and I can't remember the group's name now. But I think these two guys, Isla. Well, anyway, so I got into this record. It's a really cool record.
Oh, yeah. Isla Eckinger is the bass player on a couple of Mal Waldron's records, including Spanish Bitch and Free at Last.
But
he looks like Pavarotti.
So anyway, because I was trying to look for stuff to sell, I pulled this out, and anyway, I really enjoyed it. So it's
sometimes you find some gems.
What timeless record did you sell me? I forgot.
The Tete Montalou Trio.
Oh yeah,
that's a good record. There's nothing wrong with that record.
I know. Except the corner came ding because you sent it in that shitty ass mailer. Seriously.
That's a bummer.
Sorry about that.
90% rating now. 90%. What? No way. What? Shane, I don't know what you're talking about.
Chris,
I'm stoked to talk to Cecil again, man, because the stuff we still have to discuss is all the fucking Chico Hamilton or Chico Freeman shit, all the stuff he did.
Strata East.
Yeah, we haven't even touched
all the shit he did. He did like 6 records with Joanne Brackeen, man. And I listened to this one today. It's awesome, dude. This
he's just Wayne Shorter.
We talked about Wayne Shorter.
You
know.
But yeah, this one's fucking awesome. She plays.
News is the best one. That's the best one, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't Wayne? Was it Wayne Shorter that he was playing with that Slugs when?
Yes, when he met Charles Lloyd. Yes.
So he was playing with Wayne Shorter at Slugs, and Charles Lloyd was.
After.
He was looking for a bass player.
Yeah, that's after they recorded this.
That's a fantastic record. Yeah, that's my favorite tempo.
What were you going to say, Mike, about Charles Lloyd was looking for a bass player?
Well, that was how the connection was made, and it wasn't like immediate. It wasn't like he just was like, "You want to be my band? Cool, let's do it." Like he made him audition, and then gave him a phone call saying that his number 1 pick said he couldn't do it. So, do you want to do it? So that's how he got chosen.
Isn't that how we like the? Isn't that the story Jack DeJohnette tells about that album that just came out, the Live at Slugs?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
okay.
I think that's how the whole thing got set up. That seems to be how, it wasn't like symphonies, like the politicalness of it. Someone was available, they took the slot, and they played.
If they weren't available, you called. You said, "Who do you know that can take his spot?"
But in the interview, he says he moved to New York and his phone was like going off the hook. Like people were just calling him for sessions, like crazy, like Blue Note sessions. He just like skyrocketed.
I love the story he told about Alfred Lyons. He told us the story, and he said he recorded a record. I think it was with Wayne. Okay, it was one of the Jackie records, right?
So
and he played.
Gonna make a pause now.
I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
George Foreman died.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was
90s, right?
No, he's not that old.
Not that old.
He was 76. 76.
Huh.
He was famous when he was young, man.
Yeah.
George Foreman was awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna go make a piece of fish on my Foreman grill.
Yeah. And he had like 9 sons named George, right?
I have a friend who also has 2 brothers named George.
Yeah.
Yeah. George DeMarco. So they all had their nicknames. So George was Butchie. They just all had nicknames, but he named his daughter, he didn't name George, but he named all 3 of his sons George as well.
Her name's Georgina.
No, it's like Mary.
Okay. Yeah, it's sad. I love George Foreman. You know what's pissed me off is when he fought Evander Holyfield back in the 90s. He was in his 40s. He totally won that fight. It was like a decision, and they gave it to Holyfield. I thought that was complete bullshit. But anyway, back to Cecil McBee.
I got a dog that's going crazy. So
okay,
I'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
See you, man.
See ya.
I thought he was talking about Alfred Lyons. Remember that story he told? He's like, hey, he played a note that he thought was off, and Alfred Lyons was like, yeah, it seems like that was off, and they ended up keeping it. And he said that he was super distant and, just kind of an ass, I guess. And then he saw him like 5 years later, and Alfred Lyons was like, hey man, where you been? I've been wanting to record you again. You're like my favorite bass player of all time. And he was like, what the hell is going on here? So I thought it was an interesting story.
Yeah.
I guess everybody else thinks it sucks. I don't know.
Hold on. I know Mazzy's watching. Mazzy, when you send out a New York Times link, it's behind a paywall. We can't read the article.
I can. I have a subscription to the New York Times, buddy.
Well, you're just better than I am.
Canada is a great potential source of anti-Trump.
You can gift an article. You can gift an article. Tell Mazzy, gift the article.
Can you gift an article?
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Carolina.
Thank you, better half.
Yes. Thank you, old gauze flap. Did that ever heal up, or do you still have the gauze in your ankle?
It's integrated into my bloodstream at this point.
Oh, cool. Nice. It's been assimilated. Did you watch the video with Cecil yet, Rob?
I watched about 15 minutes of it, but I'm going to watch the whole thing.
Good. Is this the new dog?
Yeah, the bad one.
The bad one. The
She's
one that
just
likes
bad
to
still?
more. Real bad. She's so bad.
Does the dog still run away?
No.
No. She just barks all the time.
She's just bad in every other way. She's a total lunatic.
Does she shit in the house?
Yeah.
Well, she takes
It is a
after
bad
her
dog.
mother.
Her nickname is the house pooper elf. Don't let him tell you that she doesn't shit in the house.
But not.
sometimes.
It's not. Listen, she's a beautiful dog.
What
She does.
listen, Mike, the way you teach her a lesson is you urinate in that same spot.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah. Remy's still my favorite of the two, though, even though I've never met either one of them. But you had Remy in the apartment back when you lived in New York. I've known y'all for a while. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And her last name, I've decided, is Pigpen. Because she also likes to rub her dirty body all over our walls that I just painted.
That's fair. My dog does the same thing. My dog's favorite thing is after she eats and drinks water, she goes and rubs her whole entire fucking head on my couch.
Well, that's what Mazzy does
Like,
when he comes to visit.
I'm like, really, fucker? Like, could you not do that with your crumbed up, wet fucking snoot? You know?
I know. I'm like clearing a slug trail off the wall. It's disgusting.
You know,
true.
dogs can be trained, right? Dogs
They
can
are
be trained,
trained.
right?
My dog is a perfect little angel baby. It's this little lunatic that is
Right. You know, actually, I've witnessed this from friends and family that have dogs. One person treats the dog differently than the other person. That's when you have problems, right?
That's true.
Well, she likes Mike better. I can't do anything about that.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's like the
She
first.
doesn't listen to me at all.
This
Like
is-
nothing.
This is the first pet
Kind
that
of
has
like Mike.
connected with me.
Is Mike the pushover?
He didn't even want her. I felt bad for her because she was like emaciated and sad looking, and she looked very meek and like depressing. And I was like,
Isn't
oh,
that how
look at
Mike?
him.
Isn't that how
He
Mike
didn't
looked when you found him?
Yeah.
That's when I was
dog.
working out. That's when I was going to the gym. I was
Yeah.
putting in some effort.
Yeah. That's funny.
Anyway, I
great.
do have to run in a minute. I got to take this dog out.
What? Hey, Melinda,
Oh my
why don't you
God.
put your dog in videos?
Yeah, Melinda.
Melinda, you'll do much better as a channel if you show your dog.
Yeah.
Melinda's got a better channel than all of us put together. Give me a break.
That's the joke, man.
I know.
Oh, I was just
I know.
what was her most recent one? I can't remember. Anyway, I she's had a couple good videos. Her last two videos were really good.
Well,
Just the
thumbs
last
up from
two?
Mike there, Melinda.
Well, it depends on the records. Obviously, I'm like obsessed with jazz, so. But she's been doing. Let's take a look. Let's see.
Fluffy, put your cat in your videos, man.
Okay. So
That's solid advice. Cats will get you more views.
All right. So are vinyl collectors too hard to please? That's a good general topic. So I checked that one out. Like the Van Halen one, I skipped because I'm just not interested in that. But
Oh my God.
yeah, this one here, listener, collector, hoarder. This was a good one.
Can you share the link so people will sub to Melinda's channel?
Sure.
Plus, she doesn't have enough subscribers already with her 32,000, almost 33,000.
Okay.
Ooh, she showed some Sinatra records.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got those MoFis. That was sweet. I would. I don't have. I have one MoFi from the box. It was like sold separately.
I have the airplane one.
Oh, come fly with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh, cool. That is cool.
All right. I think I am. What's that?
Nothing. You're just abandoning us only 2.5 hours in. Come on.
Yeah, it's usually the time I need to go. I gotta take care of the dogs.
I'm gonna go. I've got another half hour in me.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
please.
Rob, I'll talk to you tomorrow about maybe joining your auction. Okay.
What
cool.
time is the auction?
1 p.m. Pacific.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right. See you guys.
See ya. So I don't know. I might be able to join some. I got to do some gardening shit tomorrow. Oh, we built this
I
fucking
stayed
giant
at
garden
home.
this weekend.
I didn't go out record shopping the last 2 days because I was waiting for these 2 packages because it was mystery. But I was watching basketball too. So
Yeah. Yeah, I pulled a bunch of. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna show a bunch of records that Cecil played on because I've been listening to ever since we.
Now, obviously, his contemporary is Ron Carter.
Sure.
But I mean, how many record credits does Cecil have? Did you look at that before your interview?
I mean, on this, so on Wikipedia, probably I don't know, 60 to 80, maybe a little more than that. But Wikipedia is not really completely inclusive of shit. I've kind of figured that out,
No,
especially in the CD era. They're not.
Well,
they don't really
hold
have
on
much-
one second. Before you say that,
Yeah.
Now say
Yes. Wikipedia is not completely inclusive with everything that an artist may have worked on.
yes, but it's the
Turn it
place
off.
I go to for facts. I'm trying to turn it
That's
off.
true. I go there for facts as well. So anyway, yeah, Ron Carter is the most recorded jazz artist of all time. I mean, I'm pretty sure
But
that's
not,
100%.
he didn't just play on jazz records too, right?
Yeah, but he's on like 2,000 or 2,500 jazz records.
No, Ron Carter played, for example, in a Tribe Called Quest record, for example.
Yeah,
Right,
I know.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
He played on more jazz records than anything else.
He played with
But I
Roberta
think-
Flack.
No,
Yeah.
the most recorded man in history, I think, is Paulinho da Costa, the percussionist.
Who?
Sure.
Paulinho da Costa, the percussionist.
Okay.
I was talking about just American jazz mainly, but yes, I agree with you. Actually, I have no idea if that's true, but I'll agree.
He is probably, I think he's beyond Ron Carter.
Okay. So what do you mean, Rob? Like, what is the?
No, I'm
point?
just saying compared. They were contemporary. I think maybe Ron Carter's a year older than Cecil, right?
Probably younger.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cecil
yeah.
is 90 exactly. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, also look, if they had a choice here,
He's 2 years younger.
I don't know if you had when you talked to him again, if you even asked this question. If he had an opportunity to go record an album or go play live, I would imagine they made more money playing live, right?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What time, Rob?
Like, you're a working musician at the time they were in the 60s, early
Oh, yeah,
60s.
they will be paid per session. The leading artist will be paid twice as much as the other guys, and that was
Right.
it.
But
Yeah.
would he would probably, I would imagine he made more money playing a live show, no?
Well, then, no, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Jazz artists throughout time have had to play live shows to have a make
So
a
if he
living.
had a
That's how they do it.
choice, if he had a choice, hey, come and cut this record, or go
Yeah.
do a live show.
Yes.
I think he addressed that. He actually addresses that in the kind of in the interview we did, because he was talking about. So let me show some records and we'll discuss this. We're talking about one of my favorite bands of all time, which I mentioned in the interview, is the Charles Lloyd stuff that he did. I'm missing one of them. They did 4 records in 1 year. They put out 4 records in 1966. This is the first one. So you got Dreamweaver.
Yeah, that
killer record.
Yes. What year is that?
This is, all these were recorded in 1966. So,
that's his biggest.
Yeah.
Is that his biggest record?
No, it's not his biggest. You mean Charles Lloyd? No, his biggest record's the next one, Joe, probably. Yeah, thanks, Joe, for hooking us up, man.
Yeah.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, this quartet was Charles Lloyd, Cecil McBee, Keith Jarrett, and Jack DeJohnette, right? And this one's really cool because it's really just kind of 2 sides of a record. I mean, there are little brief pauses, but they're kind of meant to be, or the first 2 at least on side 1. There's 2 kind of I don't know, whatever you call them, two tracks, but they're kind of segmented. Really cool. The thing I love about these records most is that it can go from I talked about this with Cecil in the interview. They can go from like this really hard swinging, like traditional jazz sound out to complete free jazz, So anyway, so there's this one, and then this is probably the biggest one that Charles Lloyd ever had. Right?
But it's a live record. It's a live.
Yeah, in Monterey, right? Yeah. The other one I have is him in Europe, which is from the same tour.
Yeah.
There's another one.
And Chris, what year is that Monterey? I think it's the same one that Jimi Hendrix played, right?
I don't know. It's 66.
Yeah. No, I think it was later. Sorry.
Yeah, 66. So
excellent record.
Oh yeah, great. Well, so to answer your question about live versus the session, he said he felt like he could do more on these 2 records because he didn't know he was being recorded. On the Charles Lloyd in Europe and Forest Flower, he didn't know that they were recording it to release it so that he could make more adventurous decisions, with what he was doing than he would have been able to do, than he would have felt comfortable doing within a recording session.
Yeah.
I wonder another thing too, because this is stuff I just don't know.
Yeah.
At what point was he making a good living? At what point?
Maybe never. Who the fuck knows?
Was it ever? I mean,
I don't know.
I had to think maybe in the more modern age, going into the 80s, when he could lead. I don't know. This tour he's going on, is it the Cookers?
Yeah. I mean, he was also an educator forever, so that's how.
That's how most of them made. That's how most of them made a good living, right?
Yeah.
Go be a professor.
Richard Davis and others. Yeah.
Like, what's the famous trumpet player who wasn't really recorded from DC? He quickly went into education.
I don't know.
Lewis, the one I have the album, Webster Lewis. Webster Young. Webster Young.
Okay.
Correct.
Like that dude just went right into education to make a living.
And the cool thing I like about Charles Lloyd, he's not stopping, man. If you get his run of Blue Notes from the past 5-6 years, it's just absolutely greatness.
Oh yeah. But that dude lives a nice life in Santa Barbara. I wonder, at what point he was probably from the get-go. No, he was making a good living. No?
Yeah, you just walk down the pier there in Santa Barbara, go back home and play some more.
Yeah. I mean, he's had some really, I don't know how much money he's made, but he's had some really successful records over the years. Charles has.
Yeah. You know who else is in Santa Barbara, Rob?
Yeah. Who?
Chris Martin, the Coldplay guy. He lives there.
Well, yeah, it's not a cheap place to live in. I would think maybe Charles Lloyd probably went up there a long time ago and got a good thing, but look, he's playing. I mean, Charles Lloyd, when I saw him, he was playing like a 3,000 seat place.
I think he's going to be a big years, right? He's going to be a big years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
When is that, this weekend? I thought this was this weekend. Is it not? Is it in May? When is that?
No, yeah. I think it's nice. This one.
What? When is
Maybe
the
next
Vigorous Festival?
I'm
Before
going to
Business
Big Ears.
Yeah.
You are?
No, it's
Big
next week.
Next
week. Felipe was panicking. I just made Felipe crap his pants real quick.
No, yeah.
I don't know. Missed it. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I have some issues here to make some decisions if I can go or not. But
Are they stream? I wonder if they're streaming any of that.
It'd be cool if they did, man. And they recorded it well.
Well, they make so much money at Coachella, but they stream it for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of. Go ahead.
But Coachella is more like whatever.
No, I mean they stream stuff. I would be interested because I'm not going there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if they did more of that and they actually charged for it. I think people would pay.
Well, so tonight and tomorrow, Anthony Wilson's doing shows at this club I have not gone yet. Sam First in LA.
They're recording, right? They're recording
it for a live show. He did a show actually on Wednesday with Lee, I think with a trio. It was with Marvin Smitty Smith was on drums. I forget who the other person was. I don't think they recorded that. These are like sextets or bigger than that, maybe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on Sam First record, which I've listened to some of those Sam First recordings. Yeah, they're very good.
They're very good. And so there's no net is Anthony Wilson guitar, Gerald Clayton on piano. Gerald Clayton just had a new record coming out on Blue Note last week as well.
Yeah.
Anna Butters on bass. She has an amazing record on International Anthem, one of the best for last year. Mark Ferber on drums, Nicole McCable alto sax, Bob Reynolds on tenor sax, Henry Solomon baritone saxophone, and CJ Camerieri on trumpet and French horn. And Alan Ferber trombone. It's a stellar band. Yeah, for whoever has the chance to see, the tickets are $35, dude.
They're doing, and I think they're doing 2 sets each night.
Yeah, the second.
Are you going tomorrow, Ron? You should go.
No. So first set is sold out.
I know.
And you can. I'm gonna put the link here because you can buy the stream only. I'm gonna put it.
None of my friends outside of YouTube would go, and I'm not into going by myself.
I love going to shows.
I mean,
dude,
I'm not heart sick about it. The album will come out and they can listen to it.
Yeah. Man, many years ago, I came to a point in my life. Every time I waited for people to confirm they wanted to join for a concert, go on a trip, you always end up losing it. So I just go by myself. I don't even wait.
I am a non-waiter. Me too. I feel the same way, Felipe. A lot of my friends, it's funny that their interests are not similar, except we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
But LA is a great place to take advantage of live shows. Like I said before, it really is an ordeal to drive to a place. Takes forever to park to go. You're in a bad mood when you walk through the door.
Yeah, I know how it goes. I know.
So I just put a link there. You can buy a stream. You can watch on streaming.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I was talking about it. You could stream that.
Yeah, $15. Yes, $15 streaming and $35 to be there. The second set still has tickets available.
Is the stream give you both sets?
No, it's separate.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sam's raking the money.
Yeah,
I think I will wait. I would be interested in buying a record of that though, or a CD.
I think he does. It seems to me since I've been aware of him, he plays a bunch in LA. That's where he lives.
What do you know about this? Yeah. What do you know about? Oh, this is another place. So I showed this earlier, but I just realized something. So this is coming out on the Classic series, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have it. I have an original of that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because this is complete communion, which I don't know what that means.
That means probably the whole session. Which
is that just the name of the record, though?
Communion, no?
I don't know.
How long is that?
Yeah, how many tracks do you have?
It's only 20 minutes on one, and the second one's 1936. So it seems like it's the same thing.
Oh, so that's it. Yeah, that's the record, the actual record.
Transfer using 24-bit resolution and mastered by Ron McMaster. So my thought is that these are probably more trustworthy than the ones that RBG did, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The RBG are pretty bright. Yeah, it's really amazing.
I wonder, is it the same like Wally mastered the vinyl of those?
I don't know. Well, Ron McMaster did these, and this is the same as this one that you sent me, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think Ron McMaster, he did the 80s ones for sure, right?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Let's see if he did this one.
That one sounds good.
Oh yeah, well you had it. Did you not listen to it?
No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I didn't want my mids touching any of it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I also think it's a matter of perspective, right? People are used to the old Van Gelder, bassy, boomy, whatever, and then the CD comes bright. You immediately trash the CD. It's not that bad. It's just too bright compared to how they.
Well, this isn't bright. It sounds good, so I don't know. Let's stick with this. But this is another Ron McMaster. So he must have done this series.
Yeah.
I mean,
So if you really want the editions that are fair and balanced, go for the Tom Powers, go for the Classic Series, and the Music Matters.
Well, I have the Mosaic box of Don Cherry Blue Note.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to sell it. I haven't listened to it. So
yeah. So for example, yesterday I shared with you guys. I got an original copy of Sonny Rollins Volume 1, 1542,
right.
The Lexington, the whole stuff. And I have a Music Matters 45 of that one.
What sounds better?
And I also have a Blue Label that I'm gonna put for sale. It's already for sale. If anyone has a Blue Label Sonny Rollins Volume 1, just let me know. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I played the original. Say, where are the cymbals? What happened to the cymbals? Where are the drums? It's just like that's like this mush behind it. The saxophone sounds amazing, but everything else is like mushed together in the back.
I have the Music Matters 45.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't even come close, Rob. It's one of the most like distant in terms of like quality presentation, sound. No, yeah, it's very far. They came as a Classic Series, right?
No, it has not been released yet. There's a Classic Series or
maybe next time. I don't know.
Next time has, yeah. Next time has been a Classic Series.
I have both of those Music Matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just the finesse, you can hear every single bristle on those brushes.
But that's what Kevin Gray does best.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He makes drums
sound good. You don't think this boosts the mids and the bass like some moronic people say?
No, but here's my feeling about that. I am not that way. I've always said my priority is digging for records. So second, listening, obviously, I think I have a pretty good setup. If something like I was listening to something that didn't sound good. So to me, either it sounds mushy and all together, or it sounds good and separated.
Yeah.
I am not educated enough to go, the mids are low and the things are high and all that.
Yeah.
I just know when it sounds bright and separate, it's good. When it sounds pushed together, it sounds bad.
Yeah. I think a good cut in general, if you think about it, is that it's going to perform well, no matter how great or crappy or mid-level system is, because it's well done. You're gonna feel the difference, even if you don't hear everything. You put a bad one against it,
right? No, for sure. I mean, like my setup here in my office that I listen to for 5-6 hours a day is a $60 receiver, a $500 old ass Technics turntable, and a pair of like $150 speakers. And I've got like a $200 preamp, whatever. So, but I can tell the difference between a record that sounds like shit and one that sounds amazing.
Right. You don't need. So for you, the way I started is I had my receiver was one of these cool little small things that I saw on the internet and people said sounded great. Yeah. My speakers, from the get-go, I bought some Klipsch 40s. They sound excellent. I have not changed my speakers. I think they're awesome. But that tube amp changed stuff. It really did change my listening. But I can tell you, a good record should sound good on most systems.
Across the board, yes. And of course, if you go upper, it will sell even more. But it's going to be a pleasing experience no matter what.
And I'll tell you how whatever high-minded or people that think they're smart or how they come off to people talk. What I noticed about Kevin Gray, especially on the Blue Notes, is when I got that, I traded with Jim for that first Blue Note box that had the Bobby Hutcherson in it. And the thing that just comes off right away is the way those cymbals and the drum sound.
Yeah.
And it kind of lulls you into the rest of the record, how good it sounds.
Yeah.
So that when I have that set in my mind and I listen to one of his remastered records, that's kind of what I'm setting myself up for. I will say this: when I started finding original Van Gelders, one of the first ones I found was the One Flight Up, and how brighter. To me, that one sounds better than the Kevin Gray Tone Poet, the original. That one does sound better. So, I mean, if you want,
and I was going to say, sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
Not to forget the Dexter Gordon records, Men in Paris.
Yeah, true. Rudy didn't record those.
They were not recorded in the U.S.
Yeah. No.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, One Flight Up, I don't care if it's a CD or a fucking cassette. That's
I did have a DMM of that, and then I found the Music Matters of one, and that's so much better. But there's DMM. When I found DMMs, I thought those sounded good to me. So a good recording is a good recording, right? That's kind of where my feeling lies.
Unless you just get a guy that just totally fucks it up.
No, totally. No, they're guys who fuck it up. Like, I'll automatically just get rid of a record because I'm at the point where I need to make choices.
Right.
And if it doesn't sound good, it's not worth having,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. What's unfortunate, and I can't remember the guy's name now. Felipe's going to know it. But there's a guy that did a bunch of the Verve by Request cuts.
Yeah.
That are just fucking terrible, dude. They just sound like total
Universal.
garbage.
That's that Staff Universal guy.
And Kevin Reeves, is that his name?
Yeah, Kevin Reeves.
God, dude. But he's got all kinds of shit before that.
No,
you would assume
jellyfish pad.
Yeah. But I also, I like to take a step back with those things in general. Like, just like when I'm at my office, I see some shitty work. I don't like to criticize because I don't know which conditions that had to be done. Just like sometimes I have to make choices too, and although it's not like the best thing ever, but that's what you can do.
I'm not making a blanketed statement.
No, yeah, right. No. Okay, go
ahead. I found this promo. It's translucent vinyl. I will say this: if you go see a record, any record that's on Concord from the 80s, I say buy it.
Does he have like the custom inner sleeve with Concord? Those look pretty.
Yeah. It's in there. This was unplayed. This record was never played. And here's a funny thing. Do you have this one, Chris?
Yeah, it's great.
My feeling is this is not an Emily Remler record. It's this John DeEarth.
Yeah, he's good.
What year is that, Rob?
Is this 82 or 83?
Yeah.
This John DeEarth guy, he's still around. He kills it on trumpet. He just smokes on this. And she's
amazing. The thing is, with that record, that's one of her first records, I believe. What's it called? Transitions. Yeah. She sounds very much Wes Montgomery in that record and her first couple of records. But then after that, she kind of got her, she kind of grew into her own sound, which is cool.
I know, but they complement each other mostly through the record.
Yeah.
But he kind of came off.
Yeah.
He came off better to me than she did on this.
That one, yeah. I think that record story is superb because she's so free and loose playing those sessions.
but I've
100%.
yet to be. I don't know who was in charge of recording for Concord then. I have not come across a bad. The music can be bad, but I've not come across a bad sounding Concord record. Not at
No,
all.
me either. Same with contemporary in the 80s, man. The fucking contemporary was killing it in the 80s too, just like they were in the 50s.
Contemporary was good too. Yeah.
If you want,
But yeah, Concord Jazz.
Yeah.
That Joe Henderson Relaxing Camarillo. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have that. That's good.
Okay, I've only got probably 4 or 5. Let me see what I got. Hang on.
Like I
For
found
Concord,
I found a $2 great Concord record of a guy I've never heard of.
Yeah.
If you want good cheap heat, pick up those Concord records.
Yeah, and it kind of continues. I know it's a long stretch of time, but I cannot tell a bad pressing by Kraft, right? Can you?
By Kraft?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I haven't bought all the crafts.
But
know,
I mean, not me neither. But everything I
Well,
have from them, it's
yeah.
good. It's well done. The covers are well done. You know,
Well,
everything.
Here's a good comment. So, good comment, Joey. I think it depends.
Yeah,
I really think it depends because typically, with being new person to jazz, relatively speaking, when you're hearing it for the first time,
yeah.
so I haven't heard the
yeah.
music, and we're in an age now when you go watch all these. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Dylan's letting his hair down and being humorous here.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, a well-recorded record can make a better impression to me
it
than
does,
the music. Here's a case in point. Here's the case in point. These Sam reissues of the Sun Ra records.
Oh, this
my initial reaction when I heard this is,
What's up, Dylan?
wow, this is really well recorded.
Yes. The guy that I hate, one of the people that I dislike, said that sounded mushy because he's a fucktard that just talks shit about every issue. Because I hate his
In the
guts
private
and
chat, you put who he is.
You know who it is. One of my most hated humans on the goddamn planet, honestly. So I got a bunch of Concord Jazz shit here.
That person doesn't like jazz.
Fucking who cares? This is an amazing record. Ray Brown All Stars. Have you seen that? You've probably seen this.
I think I sold it, but I've seen that enough that I'll pick it up again.
Yeah, it's great. It's on Concord. Sounds amazing. Really good record too.
How many records does Ray Brown have on Concord? A ton.
A ton. He did a ton on Telarc on CD.
Yeah.
This one. This is so I need to get more of their shit. The LA4. Do you have any of their records?
I've had a lot. I've had the direct to disc. They're not for me, but they're good. It's good.
I love this one's really good. This is on Concord too. This is a white label promo. Sounds really good. I'm sure it sounds great, man. I need to go buy that. I haven't picked up a copy of that yet. How's it sound, Rob? You got the promo,
right? Well, if you watched my video, Chris, did you watch it?
I didn't. No. Well, no, I watched it. Vinyl Kicks didn't watch it.
The reissue is much better than the original. It wins. That's it sounds better.
This is a really good record too. So this is Ray Brown. Monty Alexander is one of my favorite piano players.
You want to see my copy of that?
Sure.
No, wait. I have a great copy. Hold on. Show your records. I'll come right.
Whoop. This is good though. This is cheap, but I saw a copy of it today at that record store I went to for like $15. I was like, man, that sounds a little expensive, bro. Monty Alexander's great though. He's Jamaican. A white dude from Jamaica.
Okay. I'm going to show you the back cover of this one after you're done.
What is it, a promo or what?
No, wait. Okay, this is a Concord.
Okay, what's a different record?
Yeah, but you want to see the front?
Was it signed by Ray Brown?
It's signed by everybody.
Mm.
Ray Brown,
oh,
Mickey Rourke, who's not even on it.
That's weird.
Gene Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all three of them.
Sweet. Well, if you ever want to get rid of that, let me know. I love Ray Brown.
No,
is it even the same record though?
Huh?
Huh?
I bought this at a flea market for $5. The guy didn't know nothing.
That's because jazz signatures aren't worth anything. But yeah, this
They're
is really
coming
good.
down
The
in
cover's
price.
weird. Yeah, really good. What
I
else?
really haven't gotten
Yeah.
into Monty Alexander really.
Oh, dude, Monty Alexander's great, man. You should get you should listen to.
He was playing live
go
in
ahead.
DC the whole time I was there.
Yeah. He has a really cool one on MPS. Fuck, what's it called?
He has a bunch on MPS.
Yeah, but one of the ones I like has a Beatles tune on it that he covers, and that's the name of the record, but I can't remember which one it is. It's really it's like a white cover. Wait, I skipped one. Yeah, this is After You're Gone. So you got Herb Ellis, Ray Brown, Harry Sweets Edison, Jack Hanna, Plas Johnson, etc. So this is kind of cool. On Concord. And then this is Emily Rimler with Terry Clark, Don Thompson, and James Williams. So I think this is her second record, take 2, yeah. Which is really good. What else?
There's a Don Thompson record on Concord that's good.
Yeah. This is Woody Herman and Friends. This one's weird. This is from Monterey Jazz Festival 79. So this is the young. I don't even know if this is good. I haven't listened to this in forever. I need to check it out again. This was in that collection I bought, so let's listen to that. Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, this is Cheap Heat. Richie Kamuka. He's awesome.
I've had that one.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is a white label promo of it. It's got him, Dave Frischberg on piano, Ray Brown, Herb Ellis. Ray Brown and Herb Ellis played on a lot of these records. Then I think this is the last one that I have. This is Art Farmer Quartet. Work of art. You've seen that one, I'm sure. So you got oh, cool. Fred Hirsch on piano, Bob Bowley on bass, so I don't know, and Billy Hart on drums. And yeah, oh no.
I haven't heard of that Concord record.
No, it's not any. This is my favorite one that I have. This is a fucking.
That's on Concord.
Yes. Yeah, Ron Carter and Jim Hall. They did another record that I have too. It's good, but this is fucking killer, man. Really good. Highly recommended.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Joe Harley turned me on to that record, so it's really good. So anyway, yeah, I'll have to listen to all these now that I pulled them. That's kind of what I've been doing when I pull shit and show it on YouTube on these live streams. I just set it next to me on the floor, and then I have to listen to them all.
Yeah, I'm way behind in listening.
Like I went through I've showed all my Japanese records, I don't know, a month ago. So I went through all those and listened to them. Listened to all the Cecil McBee shit. Let me show some more of those, might as well. I just have sitting here. He did all the Indian navigation shit with Chico. I think he led some records on Indian navigation too.
Yeah.
But then this one's on Blackhawk. This is a good record. Super cheap.
That's cheap. That's cheap heat.
Yeah, Kenny Kirkland's on there. Elvin Jones. Yeah. I mean, come on, it's good. This one, okay, so he did a bunch of records with this group called the Leaders.
Yeah.
And this one's on Blackhawk as well. So this is Arthur Blythe, Kirk Lightsey. He talked a lot about Kirk Lightsey. Kirk Lightsey was kind of responsible for Cecil McBee becoming a fucking jazz musician, honestly, which is kind of cool. It's a really cool story. Lester Bowie, Cecil McBee, Chico Freeman. Again,
after Chet Baker, Chris.
Well, yeah, because he listened to Chet Baker. That's right.
Wait. Next time you talk to him, ask him about him wearing a suit.
What do you mean?
Well, look at that picture. Like every time I see him, he's dressed very nice in the suit.
Oh yeah, he was dressed nice. He was dressed nice when we talked to him.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's dapper.
I was wearing a fucking t-shirt.
This one's not on. Yeah, that's not on Concord.
No, I'm showing all the shit that Cecil McBee's on now.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Concord. This is on Inja, right? Inja, whatever. This is really cool. This is not that expensive. I think I paid $25 for this. Yeah. Did I get this with in Austin? I think I did.
I think you might have. You stole it out of my hands.
No, it's not here. So yeah, Clifford Jordan. This is really good. I listened to this week. I haven't listened to this one yet, but I'm going to. And I like this one. This is a weird record. It's Ballads by Four.
I have. Yeah, that's an excellent record.
Yeah, it's super cheap on Galaxy.
Right. It is because I always thought of John Clemmer as sort of a cheesy, weird guy.
John Clemmer's awesome, man.
Well, there's that one record he did on Cadet. That's the one you should get.
Oh man, the MoFi, that MoFi is great. The old one.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of his. There's one that's like $1, If you see the
All
John
of
Clemmer
them are
Brazil,
$1.
no. If you see it's called Brazil, I think. If you see that one and it's got like a really cool cover, it'll be $1 or $2. Buy it. It's really good. But his early shit's good too, like on Cadet, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But this one, Cecil McBee. So this record's interesting. It's only got 4 tunes on it. It's obviously one with each of these guys, right? Because it's a bunch of sax players. He plays on the one. So he plays on the Art Pepper tune with Stanley Cowell and Roy Haynes. He doesn't play on the John Clemmer. He plays on the Johnny Griffin with Stanley Cowell. This would be Roy Haynes. So it's like him and John Hurd kind of split this record up. But so anyway, that one's good. Obviously, it's Chico Freeman. Morning Prayer is awesome.
That's the reissue cover.
Yeah, it is. Which is weird because there's actually a cover there. You just can't really. I mean, I guess you can see it, but it's like a hippied out Chico. Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
Because that came out in the 80s. That's an excellent record.
Yeah. Cecil's all over this record.
But Chico's playing solo on one half of that record, right?
I don't know about one half.
It's Chico's solo.
Maybe so. But yeah, I mean, Cecil's all. I mean, so it's got Cecil and Muhal, Richard Abrams, Steve McCall, Tito Sampa on percussion. Yeah, this is great. It's AACM. This is fucking awesome. I don't know where I got this one either.
I went into a record store in Richmond, Virginia, and they were playing the side that's him solo, and I go, "What is this?
Is that this record? Because this has a joint custody sticker on it, which is from
DC. That's DC.
From DC. Did you get this for me, or did I just get it randomly from them? Maybe.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I could have.
That's on an invitation. This one's fucking awesome.
That's a killer record.
Yeah, it is. This is the one that Chad put out.
Yeah, I have the original Chad put out.
Yeah, that's good. I like this record. It's a little more chill. I can see why Chad put it out. It's not crazy at all. But you got Cecil McBee on bass, Chico Freeman, tenor sax, John Hicks on piano, which is always great, and then Don Moy on drums, who's fucking awesome. So I really enjoyed that one too. But I have not listened to that one recently in the session that I've been doing with all this Cecil McBee shit. He's on this. Blue Yosef, you have this one, right?
Record.
Yeah, Cecil played on this one. Yeah, that's the pile I have right now. I mean, I got a ton. I got like 30 records he played on. But anyway, it was really fun to be able to talk to him. I couldn't believe that we were actually able to. It's kind of shocking, honestly. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's watching it. So if you're watching this after this is over, go watch the fucking Cecil McBee interview. He's a freaking legend, man. Legendary figure in jazz history.
I think I'm gonna take off and go listen to Craig's record before I crash.
Whose record?
Craig, the new album that Craig put out.
Here. Oh, cool.
Did you miss that?
Yeah.
This one.
Oh yeah, Felipe. I don't think Felipe has sent me my copy yet.
Yeah, I just got it today. It arrived in the mail. He sat in Venice for 3 weeks. So
Venice, California, or Italy?
I didn't even know there was a post office there. But I'm gonna listen to this now and and Tuesday morning when I do my live stream, I'll let everyone know how it sounds.
All right. How's that going? How's the live streaming going on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Awesome.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, I kind of maybe in passing mentioned my alma mater was in the NCAA. They lost.
Yeah.
Some tool, I shared his comments. Some tool decided to go to one of my Instagram posts, which are all just me showing records, 99%.
Right.
Not expressing an opinion on one thing or another. And he decided to go, "Hey, I missed that VC BYU game. What happened?"
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I looked at his profile, which he's one of these guys who takes pictures of himself working out, one of those douchebags.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe you were taking weird pictures of yourself working out, and then it just went.
Yeah, I saw that.
That he deleted.
You can't get along with any humans, Rob. That's the problem.
Yes, I'm No, if you come at me, you're
You
obviously
attract problem people.
you're looking for a certain type of dialogue, I believe. Look, no one's commented in a while. Before I leave, can one of you make a stupid comment, please?
Yes. So Rob, can yell at you? Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, that's funny.
I think
all right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some leftover pizza. I'm gonna get some leftover pizza and then listen to some records and go to bed.
How do you prepare your leftover pizza? Do you reheat it?
Nah, I just eat it cold. I don't give a shit.
Cold's the best.
Not cold, but it's sitting out on the counter from earlier. It's fine.
Has anyone ever tried the way where people say put it in a frying pan and fry the bottom? And
Nah,
I'll put it in my air fryer.
Air fryer. That's how I reheat it. Air fryer.
Yeah, it gets crispy and all that again. Yeah, cold's fine, dude. Not cold, but like just room temperature is fine.
Yeah, that's the best, I think.
Yeah.
The cheese is cheese is not frozen. It's just like a right.
What about that weirdo Brazilian style pizza, like the beef stroganoff pizza?
Oh my gosh, no! At least we don't. Our pizza dough doesn't look like a piece of bread.
No, pizza dough's good, but you put weirdo shit on the pizza.
Well, some places they exaggerate, depending on when and where you went to. Yeah, there's some weird stuff there. There's some aberration.
India puts corn on pizza a lot, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well, so like Mexican food has corn on stuff, and you go,
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, I don't like corn. I don't know about corn on pizza.
But I think it's just like if you go to an actual Italian spot, it's not gonna be too much stuff over the pizza. Just a good dough, a good sauce in them.
Oh, hold on. Thank you, Kicks and Vinyl. Thank you, but you've now allowed me to talk shit to you about this comment.
Microwave. Yes. Oh my goodness.
It rubberizes the crust when you microwave it.
Of course, yes.
Felipe's talking shit, but I hear him turning the microwave on like at least 3 times on every live stream, so I don't know.
It's because he eats banquet frozen dinners.
That's for my coffee. That's for my coffee or tea.
Hey, hold on. I have a nasty comment for this one. Do you put ketchup on your hot dog?
Pineapple on pizza's fine, dude. I don't like it, but I mean, I'll tolerate it.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. The Hawaiian pizza with Canadian back bacon and fucking pineapple on it's fine.
Yeah. Here, I have a message for people who poo-poo pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
You're the same fuckers who are going, oh, hot honey. I need a hot honey drizzle all over my pizza. That's making it sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, Paul? Did you finally show up? We're about to end the show. Mustard only on hot dog. Yes.
That is correct. Anyone else who puts ketchup on hot dog, you should be put public stonings or whatever.
That's for like 7-year-old children, dude.
Because
once you're 9 or 10. Yeah, of course. They don't know any better.
I'm first time I ever noticed, like my cousins, I go, you're putting ketchup on your eggs?
So Rob, if you use hot sauce, is the hot dog getting hotter?
Yes, it's an extra hot dog.
I'm a hot sauce fiend, but if I want my hot dog to be spicy, I'll put spicy mustard on it.
Or some those peppers,
chopped up jalapenos would be okay.
Yeah.
But the best hot dog, mustard, chopped onions, and relish. That's how I like it.
Yeah. What about chili dogs?
Come to LA, they make them all the time, but the problem with a chili dog is it soggies the bun. I like bun integrity.
Yeah. Red Link. What the fuck's a Red Link? A hot link?
A hot link is like Texas hot link, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like Earl Campbell's, man. Earl Campbell has still got his hot links everywhere in Texas. And
when you come to LA, Pink's, which people sometimes either like or hate. I like Pink's. They have a jalapeno hot dog with the jalapeno in the meat in the hot dog.
You remember Pinky from Friday 2, the fucking guy that owned the record store?
Yeah.
From Next Friday, remember Pinky?
Yeah. Where the funniest thing in Friday 2 was what's his face? The comedian who took over his sidekick.
Yeah.
Mike something. The funniest bit in there is like when he starts talking about that girl finding snacks. She gets snacks she never even heard come out yet.
Yeah, exactly. No shit. No, I don't know. Pinky's pretty funny. He was bitching at his driver. He's like, man, motherfucker, you need to slow down around them corners. And the guy's just like, man, fuck you, bitch. You know, he's like, fuck.
They're supposed to be making a third one.
They already made a third one. This should be the fourth one.
All right.
Okay, folks. I am going to crash.
All right. I'm going to go listen to records. Have a good evening,
Me too.
everyone.
Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you guys.
We should leave. Way to not support the Stream Vinyl Piper coming in at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sponsor comment.